All right, my people, good evening to every one of you. I'm so sorry that we did not keep to time. I know say easy and other hours where we spend just now. I have to quickly go rush and do one or two things. But we are back now. We're going to talk about everything that's going on in those states. Today is the first episode of the debate on the state of Edo States by the youth of Edo States. So we are going to be doing this together. To be honest, it's not a selected show. Anybody at all can join, as long as you can compose yourself, as long as you're not going to insult anybody, you're not going to insult me, you're not going to insult the governor, you're not going to insult anybody that is from this world. That's fine. You can criticize me. If you criticize me, say this guy, this gon go wide they put for I, so that's not criticism, that's not problem. All right. Hello, my people. Good evening to every one of you. Please help us to share it so that others can know that we are here. Please help us to share. Good evening. We have the link on the comment section. In case anybody want to join us, you can use that link, click on it, and then you'll be here. Everyone will be seeing your face. Although if you don't want to show your face, you can always join us and hide your face. We have some of our brothers already here with us. I'm going to start bringing them in. Now, Mr. Ramato, I can't see you. I can see your share. Let me see your face. Mr. Ramato, humanist, Stephen Ramato, we are calling on you. He's not there. I'm not going to bring him on the screen yet. We have the Boss TV here. I'm going to bring Ramato. We are calling on you. All right, Boss TV. Not there. I'm not going to bring him on the screen yet. For now. All right, good. And we have our brother Israel Asemota. I'm sorry, Israel will not be able to show his face today because he's somewhere. He get where he did. Where you don't want to make we know. I don't want to make an exposure for your exposure. No. I don't want to make an exposure. Yes, Israel Asemota is right there with us. Israel Asemota.
Thank you very much. I'm doing good. Thank you very much for inviting me into the program today. And hello, viewers, and thank you for joining us on this debate.
Thank you. All right. We have Mr. Ramato with us as well. We can see he's talking on the phone. He's doing a business transaction. Mr. Ramato, who are you talking to? You're live. I'm going to put you on live right now while you're talking. Okay, I'll give you 1 minute to finish your conversation, right? Okay. All right. If anyone wants to join this show, you have the link on the comment section. You can join us. It's a debate. You can shout, you can argue, you can, in fact, anyhow you like. Talk. The only thing, no insult. That's the only restriction. Every other thing is allowed. You can, in fact, we want to see vein for people face today. In fact, this show is a show of expression where you can express everything that you think that is currently affecting you in Edo State. My people, we don't have much people watching us right now. Please help us to share so that others can know that we are here. Okay. Humanist is still talking on the phone. You know, that's why we can't bring him in now. I think we need to abolish him today. He's not coming anymore. No need. No need, because he's still talking on the phone. All right. So who else? So Israel, how you doing, my brother?
I'm doing fine, but I'm doing good. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes, I can hear you now.
I'm doing good. Thank you very much.
All right. Okay. Talk to us. How do you say? Because today is the first kick start of this show. Like, let's say the first episode. What do you think about it?
Yeah, well, it's a very good show, and it shows that how great we are, and then how competent we are, and how consistent we are, and we want to make Edo State move forward by the special grace of God.
All right, thank you very much, my brother. We don't force Mr. Rama to enter this show now. We don't force her, because you cannot be doing a business transaction while you know we have a show to attend. Hello, my brother. Can you hear me, Mr. Ramato?
You're looking for trouble this evening. this man is looking for trouble. Israel, they laugh. Good evening, guys. Good evening, guys. I know they do business, so now I was just doing normal call. Now Israel, because Israel not quick call. Now I can make a quick do call. Now Israel is your fault.
Well, Mr. Yamato, the thing is, we have to be ready. Just as Edo State is right now, everybody has to put it ready.
Wait for you. Now you
we are ready. I've been on ground since.
even if it's safe, you see, if it's not even come out, you don't come out. Even if it's safe, he was not ready when I was ready.
Yeah, he's always ready.
No. I don't sit down for front of computer since 6:30, not today. 7:30 for a year, not now. They wait for him.
How are you anyway?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm doing really good. I'm happy tonight because we are Edo is moving forward. We are having a lot of news, at least palatable ones today. I got a lot of palatable news today, and it makes me feel a little bit all right, you know. When you're in a place and you see joy coming into you, you feel a little bit, all right. Let me go to the YouTube now and click on the like button. Please hold on.
Okay, good. Please, can you guys share and click on the like button right now? Okay, let me do my own sharing as well. Better. This is better for us. Let us all share. Let's share. Let me share to all my blogs. For some of you that don't follow me on Facebook, my Facebook page is called Zevigins. We have about 500,000 followers there. In case you want to know what is happening on our Facebook, in fact, we are streaming right now on Facebook. Most cases we stream as well on Facebook, but we have more followers watching on YouTube. The reason why is that most of my followers on Facebook are Nigerians. Okay, that's the funny part of it. Are Nigerians, we have few Edo people right there. Why most of my followers on YouTube are Edos. Why we have few other tribes here. Let me put it like that. So, but Nigeria Watch is gradually growing, to circulate everywhere like the way it begins started and where it is today. So, my people, yes. So, Mr. Ramato, are you there? Israel, are you sharing?
Yes, I'm doing that by the grace of God.
Don't deceive us. So, don't you deceive us, Israel.
There's no way. There's no two ways to deceive. We want to move our state forward, and that is our obligation and our mandatory service to do.
Exactly. That's what we're doing right now. Yes, that's what we're doing right now. So we have 1 minute to go to kickstart. We all are sharing right now. We all are sharing right now. If you are there, help us to share. That's what we all are doing right now. Please help us to share. Carry your phone right now, even though you are watching from the smart TV. Share, share, share. Okay? Just share and let others know that we are right here now. I have a lot of platforms though. I have a lot of platforms. So I'm sharing across all my platforms. All right. We have over 2 million followers across all my platforms. So we are quite big by the special grace of God, like my brother just said, Israel. We are quite big. You know, in fact, I got a lot of followers this year more than every other years. I remember January this year was 1.something million across all my platforms, but we just hit 2.1 or so million now across all my social media platforms. So at least, but we don't talk about it. That's the thing. We don't talk about it. Right. I think we have another person that is right here with us. Okay, Israel, we lost you there. We bring you back. Israel, if we lose you again, you will pay £5. £5.
I'll rather put naira.
Yes.
No, the pounds will be paid to my account.
No, we'll pay the pounds into somebody's. No, we'll pay the pounds into Sonny Gabriel's account.
That would be fine.
Sonny,
That's not cheating, huh?
you say?
That's cheating. You people are cheating me.
No, how can we be cheating me? None of us are supposed to take the money. We're supposed to give it to anyone on the comment section or Vivian that rose.
I think Mr. Yamato should pay about 50 Swedish kroners.
What did I do again? Why
Before we start, how come you guys are not using euro? You are not using dollar. You are not using pounds. What's the name of the currency again?
They use the Swedish kroners because they're not part. They don't want to be part of the currency.
Because allow me talk my matter now. Our matter, not your matter. What is your problem with you people today? It's your matter.
Okay, talk your matter now.
No, let me talk my matter. Why do you want to talk my matter for me?
Talk your matter. Make we hear out. My question is, why are you not using dollar, pounds, or euro?
Because we use krona. The reason why we use krona is for us. We want to have an identity.
Yeah.
That's very simple to say. Yes. Just like you guys refuse to use euro, you add on to your pounds. So we said, okay, the whole Scandinavia, we are one. The Viking state. So we will use the same krona. We have the Swedish krona, we have the Danish krona, we have the Norwegian krona. So one krona to naira. How much is it right now? 1 krona to naira is 65 naira.
1 krona to naira.
Yeah, 65 naira. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Powerful. The Swedish krona is powerful, you know.
Pardon?
The Swedish krona is also powerful. I think the Norwegian is the highest among all of them.
Then we have 8.2 krona to $1.
So, okay, what is the minimum monthly wages in your country? Like, if somebody's working there, minimum.
Yeah,
like,
the minimum you get here on a normal government standard is
800,000 kronas. Now we battle you take carry and Nigeria. Now we battle.
No, the minimum is 18,000 Swedish crown after tax. Before tax, you get about 23,000 Swedish crown, which is about 2,400 euros or 2,100 pounds per month. That's quite a lot of money.
How much again in pounds?
About 2,100 pounds per month. That's the
Okay,
minimum.
but in the UK, in a standard payment in the UK is about 1,500 or 1,004, right?
Yes,
Yeah, you
1415.
see that. So you see, yes, quite good. Anyways, just the problem is you don't have that liberty you have in UK to own as much property as you want, because this is a socialist state. So it's a little bit controlled by the government in a way that you will get the money, they force you to put it back into the system. So that's just all. Apart from that,
That is
it's a
true.
place we need to pay.
That is
It's
true.
just check your network. It's a little bit cracky.
Can you hear me still? Can you hear me?
They make so much noise for your background.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we hear you now better.
Okay.
Okay, so anyway, that's good. That's good. All right, my people, we have somebody trying to call in already. I don't know what this person want to talk about, but anybody can call in. We're going to put a phone number there where anybody can call in. Edo people, my Nigerian people, we're going to talk about Edo State. We don't have most people watching us. We don't know why, but I believe more are going to join us later on. Okay, let's continue to talk about this. Our brother who's supposed to be joining me today, let me call him because he just Mr. Akim. Mr. Akim is supposed to be joining us, but although him be like Prime Minister, him keep to time. Mr. Akim.
Yes, brother.
We are live. Where are you?
Yeah, I'm coming in now. I just want to the studio.
If you are not here in 5 minutes, we are going to charge you chrono pounds. Mr. Ramata, is it not chrono pounds or chrono what?
Chronos.
Oh, Akim is already with us. And we can see Akim is right there with us.
Yeah. I'm good. I'm good. How are you people anyway? How's everyone?
Real cool.
Yeah,
But
man.
Akim, you still need to pay your £5 anyways.
I was well on time.
No, not the Akim photo. Akim don't write me since. Now me do another program. The busy.
Okay. Elvis, then you will pay Akim's £5.
Do where we dey find say you dey do business. So
welcome, bro.
Yeah, brother. I'm very. I just want to say I appreciate the opportunity that you guys are giving to people to express their opinion on this platform, and I really appreciate the ability for you guys to welcome diverse opinion on your platform as well. Whether you agree with them or not, but you've entertained different opinion, and that is one of the reasons why I actually love this channel, and this is the reason why I'm following this program. I just want to say thank you very much for the opportunity given to me today, and I hope we're going to have a very good discussion tonight.
Yeah. Thank you, my brother. Okay, go ahead.
Yes, brother.
Thank you very much for that wonderful speech, and we acknowledge the fact that people are beginning to understand the movement, the zeal that this platform is all about. We don't practice hatred. We believe that just what Mandela said. He said, we do not care if the cat is black or white as far as it can catch its mice. So our aim and objective is to make sure that the little boy with the funny name who is on the street has a place for him too, and also have the place to participate in every agenda or anything that has to do with governance in our state.
Exactly. Thank you.
That's very true. That's very true, and that is the main reason why I actually follow Niger Watch, because most of the time when I'm watching the program, is Mr. Elvis always emphasized that listen, you cannot insult somebody, but you can disagree with people, which is the right way to go. You don't have to be on each other's throats. You can disagree with someone opinion wise. You don't have to start insulting people, and that is the main reason why I actually love your show. You know what I'm saying? So, and I really appreciate your effort. I appreciate everything that you guys are doing, and hopefully we'll be able to work together and move our state forward.
No, my brother Akim, Niger Wars is all about you, me, everyone. Okay, yes. We don't criticize here. We know we criticize, but we don't discriminate. Rather, we don't discriminate here. I believe everyone are the same, so we should say it I is. In fact, today me go criticize Mr. Yamato. I go criticize him as I like. I criticize him as I like. In fact, Akim, I go criticize you. Correct you enter this matter later. And we'll go from better pigeon. Maybe from pigeon now we enter Benin. We know something. Oh yeah. I know
Problem. Not the criticism is allowed.
All right. Mommy Diaspora, I'm not changing this matter. Mommy Diaspora is saying that Scandinavia is the best. You say,
I know that. Mama, Mama did I not able to talk Scandinavia matter. She go fire you by herself.
Well, to be honest,
Mama, I give you a five back. I give you back, man.
To be honest with you, I must say that is a bit. I can say 80% correct. I have stayed in the Scandinavian. I know what they do, what they are up to, and
Not
how
80%.
I can say 80% because there are other countries that are also, emulating what the Scandinavians are doing, and this is ecological. There are also countries that are emulating them because Sweden was one of the most. I don't know how to express it. When you talk about the ecosystem, it's so beautiful. You talk about the people, you talk about how they behave and their ways of, educating their youth on what to do and how to present themselves.
Okay, Israel, don't do a bad. Not call the praise Scandinavia.
Now,
we are not here because of Scandinavia. Listen, Israel, you are crossing the line, eh? Which country are you joining us from, Akim?
Why is this man just jealous?
My lovely brother Akim, talk to me. Which country are you joining from?
I'm joining from Ireland. From the
Ireland.
He just announced for us.
Ireland, UK. See,
we're next to each other.
Not let me go cut tongue, go. Not the
to be honest, Scandinavians. I think I haven't been to none of those countries, but according to the information I've received from people, I have lots of good stuff I've heard about how the countries over there are being run.
Thank you. Akim, don't do. You don't understand.
Akim, I will buy you one bottle of wine.
I think that what you say we won't come do for you with that now, honesty.
You guys will not kill me today.
Okay. All right, my people, we are going to kickstart now. Like I said before, Edo people, if you are there with us, what we are doing today, our discussion, in fact, is our first episode. I'm privileged to be part of these wonderful people right here, to talk about the state of Edo State by the youth of Edo State. We are going to be doing this every Friday, so don't be surprised when you are going to be seeing random faces here every Friday. Okay, so we are going to say it how it is. There's no practices of nepotism here. This one are my brother, that one are my sister and my papa. Say it how it is. Say it raw. Okay, as long as you are not insulting, disagree, oppose, criticize, that's not a problem. But when it comes to our monarch, when it comes to the palace, you can talk, but you have a limit. You have a boundary. All right. Thank you very much, my people. So today I want us to talk about agriculture first. Mr. Ramato, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll leave that to you. Go ahead.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. This is me, your brother, your friend, Human Steven, right here on the show. I want to say a big thank you to the Niger boss. We call him boss. It's not the owner of the company. No, we only call him boss. So now because Niger boss is not our own, the way he has built it to be. It has gone beyond every show to be our show. So Niger boss is more like a public liability company now.
It's a movement.
Okay. Yeah, it's like a public liability company now. No more one man's show. That's why you see he brings in everybody at every point in time to come here and actually, do their bits. And I want to say a very big thank you to him, and also to my brother Israel, who is always at the back of the show, kicking us so hard. Thank you, guy. And my brother who is right here, Akim, welcome to the show. At least we hope to see you more often again, as you join the Niger Watch family. Then, having said that, today, as you all know, oil is becoming a thing of the past, and the world is gradually moving into another dimension. And as of today, the world being on 7.8 or 7.9 billion in population, the way the world is actually increasing today, the food production has become scarcity. And that is where the next kind of oil is going to be on agriculture as far as the Nigeria setting is concerned and the world in general. In Sweden today, the richest guys in Sweden are actually agriculturalists, not even bankers. The richest guys here, the guy who builds, who, like Elvis will say he lives in the forest. The guys who actually live in the main forest, who live in the forest there are big men. Some of them, they'll go and live in the middle of the forest. Only the 90 there with their farm. These guys are multi-millionaires in dollars, in euros, in pounds. But what do they do for a living? They are farmers. And how do they actually make it possible? Because they know every man must eat. Okay, everyone must eat. We all are going to demand to eat, food at every given point in time. That is why I have so much interest in farming, to be able to set a new idea to the Nigerian people. Do not forget, before the discovering of oil at Oloibiri, in 1965, before the discovery of oil in 1965 at Oloibiri, the Nigerian state then, which is made up of 4 regions as at that time: the Midwest, the Western region, the Eastern region, and the Northern region, were actually dealing on what? On agriculture, in order to take the country to the next level. But after the oil was discovered during the Nigerian Civil War, everybody left the mainstream of agriculture, and we are now diving into oil. Everybody is now becoming oil. So every big man in Nigeria today are into the oil industry. And what kind of agriculture that is actually more profitable as of today? Based on fact and figures, because of the cost of living today, the best kind of agriculture today we are going to deal with is going to be more or less like the animal husbandry. It is expensive, but it's more profitable. Okay, guys, and maybe I might not have the time to actually deal on the entire, a type of animal husbandry that we can talk about, so that Edo people can actually, talk about it in order for Edo to move forward. We can't talk about it right now. You see, in Edo today, we have been hearing of Obaseki's town hall meeting, the cattle at the federal, the cattle, every part of the country today is actually talking about the cattle. Let me say something very clearly, guys. Red meat is actually dangerous to our health. I'm not just a farmer, I'm also a nutritionist. I'm a professional cook. I've done this job for 18 years in Europe. Okay? I actually have a degree in catering here in Sweden. So I've cooked for a lot of people. I've cooked for the king, I've cooked for Olusegun Obasanjo, and many other dignitaries where I was actually working at the Nigerian embassy. Okay, so the best kind of food today, the best kind of protein that we need to actually eat, not to die, is actually the fish and the chicken. Is the best. Not even the red meat. The red meat is one of the worst kind of meat you can ever eat.
Okay, why is it that the Edo State government is doing everything possible to protect the red meat?
This is a problem that we have never been able to understand. Let me tell you something very quickly, sir. One of the problems we have today in the government circle is just that they put a round peg in a square hole. Okay, I am a farmer. I am also a nutritionist by profession. So you see, I have the two on the same pedestal. So I work. I'm not thinking based on what they think. I'm thinking based on what is good for us. Do you know today in Nigeria today, if you don't have cow meat in your soup, you are a poor man.
1 minute. Alex is calling. He's supposed to be here, not calling.
Bring him in.
Hello, Alex.
Yeah, like that was something very funny happened.
Okay, what happened?
Almost all the signals, all the SIM cards in my area were disconnected 10 minutes before 7 because of me, I think, like the State government. I had to leave my area to go to now.
Alex, you kill me.
Easy. Okay. Are you gonna join us? We are live now. You're gonna join us.
I know. Some of my friends told me their SIMs are not also working. If you know anybody in this area, just know that I drove.
But I noticed that. Yes, because your network was totally down. Yeah.
Yeah. president of the state government, they have very good internet and these things. They have voice everywhere. They knew I would be online with you guys. They knew I would just say it as it is on ground. They knew.
Okay, Israel. Okay, hold on, Israel. Alex, okay, are you gonna join us now?
Yes, give me 5 minutes. Let me put proper credit on this SIM card. I remove my SIM card to use a friend's SIM card.
Okay. When you are ready, let me illustrate to you. When you are ready, the link you need to click on is right there pinned on the comment section. Okay.
I cannot do that. Can you just add me?
Okay, I'll send you the link right now on your WhatsApp. You click on the link, then you join us.
Okay, all right.
I'll send it to you now. Okay. Okay then. Yeah, bye. All right. So now let's focus more on why the Edo State government are not investing in agriculture.
Yeah, that's where I wanted to come to right now.
Yeah.
Before Alex called in. Please can you mute everybody, please? I think we are getting a very wrong feedback.
Okay. I've
mute. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Now, that's where I'm coming to. Now, the reason why round peg in a square hole means failure. That's the truth about it there.
Yeah.
Or because somebody read agric in school, agric science in school, or whatever he or she read in school, but he has not actually practiced on ground. So you use the certificate that the person had to be a judge. We are still going to do what? We are still going to fail woefully. Now, the government of today is looking at the profit in agriculture, not actually looking at the benefit of agriculture to the society. That's why they don't want to put much interest on it. They are ready to put billions of population of naira into looking for oil, looking for gold, than actually putting it into finding, a new way for agriculture. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, the government, the last time Obaseki wanted to go into mechanized farming at Esako, we all know that again, Bode or wherever, that massive land that they wanted it to put on maize. Yeah, that was a very brilliant, a well-articulate idea. But the problem was the people that were contracted to manage a farm were just paper agriculturalists. Paper one. Who just know how to write, but they have no idea of how the farm actually works. So, and when they talk to you, they cannot be so bold the way I talk. That's really true, the matter there.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. They cannot be so bold like the way I speak. Because why? Because I have much idea, because I've been doing this now for quite some time, and I know that there are things that is workable and more convenient when we invest in agriculture. I just said some few days ago, the poultry farm today is one of the most lucrative farms we can ever think of as of today. Believe it or not, guys, it is profitable if we're properly managed. And that's where we expect the government to really key in. Sort of everybody not jumping into malu. Nigeria into a malu state. Whereas the major factor that actually produce much profit in every area is the poultry farm. I'm going to tell you why, sir. Now, the poultry farm, you have the farmers there who produce the maize. They will not have those people who actually produce those fields. That's two jobs now. You don't have the people who are not the main farmers, the poultry farmers. That's three jobs. You don't have the people that actually, who incubate those day-old chicks. That's number 4 right now. You don't have the people now who now have the farm themselves and train those birds. That's number 5. Number 6, you don't have the drivers that have to supply the feed and the chickens to the farm. That's number 6. Then number 7, you don't have the egg, the people who now come to buy the eggs. That's number 8. I know in each of these branches I just quoted now, you're going to have hundreds of thousands of people that actually get employed by it. Let me give you an example now. In my own little way that I do my business there, I have 7 persons come to pick eggs for me. 7 major egg distributor. They come to pick in 100 crates and all that and that. Do you know, a lady told me today, one of the ladies that normally comes, she said, if the moment she's landing, she has over 50 women who is standing there to pick those eggs from her. And this boy, they take it home and sell it to another group of people. Before you now have the final, those ones that now sell for 1-1. So you see, the small job I created there has given a minimum of other people employment, directly or indirectly.
All right. Now, that is an effort from an individual. Okay, which is a good thing. You know, I've said it before that in the frame of 30 years, all the governors that have ruled us, that's my opinion. I don't know about you. I don't know about those people watching me or those that are going to play back this video later on. In the frame of 30 years, all the governors that have ruled us in Edo State all failed woefully. And now my question is, how come our government in the same frame of 30 years, I have a reason why I'm focusing my attention on that frame of 30 years. How come in the frame of 30 years, none of the governors have invested in agriculture? Now, I will go to my brother Akim. Akim, I want you to tell us how you see him, because this program is not really only about speaking. The only thing, even Benin language, as long as you don't speak Dutch, you don't speak Swahili. What do they speak for la culture?
Irish.
Eh?
As far as it's not speaking Irish.
Irish. As far as they don't speak Swahili. What is Swahili I speak for la culture?
Swedish.
Swahili is Tanzania or Kenya.
I know what to come. Now,
this man problem today is becoming unbearable. So you just want to come on.
All right, Akim, tell us in the frame of 30 years. Okay, Akim, in the frame of 30 years, for me, I don't know about you because I want to hear your own opinion. Now, all the governors that have ruled Edo State, all of them failed. My reason is this: all of them are doing similar things. They do one road, or build one school, or manage to build one hospital, and that's it. We don't have anything to do with overhead bridge. We don't have infrastructures. We don't have it in Edo State. So now we have a lot to talk about because we're going to be here every Friday. We go talk about so many things. But today now, we go jump, not the only agriculture we want to talk about. We're going to deliberate on this for a little bit, then we'll move on because we're going to be here 7 to 9 every Friday. Now, my brother Akim, how do you see him?
Okay, you know, I just want to say first again. Okay, thank you for the opportunity tonight. Okay, the way me I see him personally, it's a failure of not just 30 years. It's been a failure of over 30 years. You understand? So from all aspects of government. So in my own view, in my own opinion, the things that were supposed to be done from one government to another is just like, you know, even if you look at the West now, when one party come into power and they implement policies, as long as that policy is a policy that the people like, even if another party comes into government with a different set of ideas, you understand, but they'll keep that policy in place and move ahead with it. So even like you in the UK, right, where you live, it was the Labour Party that introduced the National Health Service, right?
Yeah.
But the Conservative government, whenever they come into power, they always kept it. They've never won. They say, oh, you know what, we're going to get rid of this. It doesn't work for us. Because it was the Labour Party's idea. So over time, you've had a government come into power, started a program, another one comes in, and then ditch the whole thing. So there's no continuity in governance. And don't forget as well, what most of us Nigerians, we don't put into perspective when we are making criticism of our country, is that we had a very long time of military rule in that country. And during that time, there were a lot of things that went underground. So for us to rebuild, we need a lot of honesty, a lot of sincerity from every one of us, including those who lead us. So, and I think this is where our people, our leaders are off. Everyone is failing. There's no honesty at all. So it's just like when you come in, what this man has been doing is not good. Now you have to get rid of it. You have to start your own. When you come in, the road that man was tying, oh, they didn't do it properly. You have to come in, you abandon that one, then you have to go and tie your own. So, you know what I'm saying? So it's like a road that leads to nowhere. You start. So what you don't get, you don't have a program that is properly that was started and properly followed up by different governments. So that is the difference for me. That because at the end of the day, if Obaseki starts any program today, now let me just use Obaseki as an example, and when he leaves office, yeah, and at the end of the day somebody is coming, then they just ditch the program. Look at the mass transit. You remember then? I don't know if you remember when Oyego came into power, right?
Yeah.
And then introduced Oyego bus. I don't know if you still remember back then. So
okay, let me shock you. You asking me if I remember.
No, I know you remember. I know you remember.
Okay, but I want to shock you. For the first time, all the Oyegu buses that you just mentioned.
Yeah.
Okay, my father bought all of them. My dad. All the Oyegu. It was called Edo Municipal Transport Service.
Transport Service, yeah, that's it.
My dad bought all. But I'm going to shut it there. Okay.
All right.
So I understand what you're talking about. Go ahead.
So basically, when that it took years upon years for when Oshomole comes into office before he then reintroduced another form of mass transportation. But just imagine the years that was wasted between when Oyegu left office to when Oshomole came into power. Just imagine the wastage in between those years. So at the end of the day, there was no continuity from where Oyegu stopped, being that it was a coup that got them out of office. So continuity has been the problem with our country, and we need to try to support leaders when they come into power. Say, listen, okay, like Obaseki is there now, he's built what do you call it, the Benin Technical College, So imagine somebody else coming tomorrow and they say, oh, you know what, they just abandoned the whole thing, and the thing goes, all the money.
Obaseki also abandoned the specialist hospital.
Yeah, I'm not listening, but I'm not sparing anybody. I just told you, like everyone. I'm not sparing anyone here. I'm just saying everyone.
Okay. Do you know why I put these guys in the frame of 30 years? Okay. The reason why I put them in the frame of 30 years, because if you have to go beyond 30 years, people like Ogbemudia will be affected. We understand Ogbemudia tried. Okay. You know, I don't know. For me, I prefer.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just say, okay, if you remember when Jonathan was the president, and he brought in Adesina as the Minister of Agriculture, right? Then a lot of the policies that man was implementing at the time, people were praising him, saying, look, these were good policies. So the questions when it comes to agriculture, like you just said, so what happened to those policies today? Why are they not being followed up? Why were they not being carried forward, implemented properly? You know what I'm saying? So Buhari came into power and they said, look, we have to come up with our own. We have to do a different one. So at the end of the day, those people that have keyed into that first program, they've all been dumped aside. So they now have to set up a new program for a new set of people to come in. Maybe halfway through
I'm going to pause you, my lovely brother Akim. I'm going to pause you because we have Alex in the building. Okay, let's bring Alex in. Alex.
Yeah. Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, how you doing, my brother? It's good to have you here for the first time.
Yeah, it's good to join you guys too, man. I'm sorry I came late, man.
Okay, good. It doesn't matter. We only just started a few minutes ago. Okay, it's nice to have you here, Alex, and we are going to have you more often because you are gradually becoming a Niger Watch team now.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the privilege. Thank you.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. So everybody, join us to welcome Alex to the building.
Welcome, Alex.
Thank you. Thank you,
Alex, I don't see your face. So.
No, he's not showing his face today.
I'm not showing my face for safety reasons.
No, say Alex is actually joining us from Amagba, Benin City. You know, IB. You know, if you check all of us that is right here now, I'm broadcasting from UK. Although me, I can broadcast from Benin. Not what I could prove out to now where I go house in soon. So our brother Hakim is broadcasting from Ireland. Our brother Mr. Stephen is broadcasting from Scandinavia. Why Israel is broadcasting from Somalia.
Pluto.
Okay, Israel is broadcasting from UK as well. Let's just put it like that. Okay, Alex, what we are talking about now, okay, I put it in the frame of 30 years. Okay, can you hear me, Alex?
Very well, very well. Yes, I'm listening.
Okay, I put it in the frame of 30 years that every government that have ruled us in Edo State, all have failed. But we cannot really pass our judgment yet on Obaseki because he's still ruling. Okay, he's still ruling. But we don't know what is going to happen in the next 3 years. Maybe miracle might happen, but if we have to pass our result as of today, I think it's going to be counted among those that has failed. Okay, but let's assume that in the frame of 30 years, all the government have ruled us, they have failed. And what's my reason? All of them are doing similar things. They come into power, they give you 2-3 roads, they give you one school or renovate one school, and do 1 or 2 things, and that's it. We don't really have any big major project in Edo State today. So we're talking about agriculture, okay, Alex?
Yes.
How come our Edo State government don't focus more on agriculture? That's what we're talking about. So before you contribute to this, Alex, I want our brother to round up. Hakim, are you there?
Yeah, I'm still here, brother.
Okay, I'm sorry that I interrupted you. I want you to round up, then we move to the next person.
No, it's fine. You don't have to apologize for that. Basically, as I was saying, my brother, it's just the failure of government, or like as in general anyway. Like you cannot even take one person out of it. It's every one of them, everybody, because at the end of the day, people elect them to go and represent the people, and you and I, we cannot drive policies. Driving policies, that is a duty of government. So we can always say, you know what, this is the person we support, this is the person we want to elect. And when we elect people into office, it becomes our responsibility to channel the right policies that will make the life of the people easy. So in my own opinion, I would say yes, all of them in terms of agriculture, in that region, in that aspect. I know Obaseki tried to do 1 or 2 things, but at the end of the day, you still have to say it's zero. That you can't count it as any progress. You know, because the end result, you cannot even, right now, you cannot say, look, this is what they've achieved from the agricultural policy of Obaseki. For me, that you have to, in as much as I'm someone who supports him, but you know, you have to be honest when you see the truth, and then you have to say it the way it is. And in that aspect of agriculture, I cannot say this is what I have seen from him as a governor, that after 4 years or 5 years now, that you can say, well, it's working. If in that aspect, I would say no.
Let me go jump in what Mr. Hakim is just saying, because this thing is a very vital thing that we're talking about right here, agriculture. We all know agriculture has been one of the most, they consider to be the backbone of the economic system in all developed countries. For decades, agriculture has been related to production of vital food crops. You understand? The present era of farming contains dairy, fruit, forestry, poultry, and beekeeping, etc. Now let's talk about, if we're looking at the how do I put it? The decrease of these our government investing on this on agricultural sector is because we were very carried away by the advent of our oil, and we never depend on this thing anymore. And it's really causing a really big issue in our economy. Because let me just tell you, from the way it's looking now, in the next 20 years, we might not even have food. We are talking about food aspect now. We're not talking about the forestry aspect. Now, Let me give you a perfect example. Edo is considered as one of the green belts, the green zone. We have timber, but yet we practice deforestation. We don't even try to practice afforestation. We are cutting everything down. Sorry for that. We're cutting all the trees. Now, where Mr. Steven is staying in Sweden, Sweden is known. And if everybody, even in the whole European countries now, we all sit down in our chairs. And it's done by this company known as IKEA. IKEA is a Swedish company. They deal on timber. But we Nigerians, especially Edo, we have it. We don't even care. We just practice afforestation. We cut all the trees. We don't even replant them. So in the next 40 years, if we continue to practice this deforestation, we are going to have problems because we're going to be exporting timbers into our country. And that is going to cost us another thing. And we know that agriculture contributes 40% of the gross domestic product, which is GDP. And it employs about 70% of the working population in Nigeria. Most of us, do you know why we are carried away? Our government was carried away. They don't even focus on that. Even we, as an individuals, we are carried away because one, the advent of this social media and the globalization, everybody started moving into the city and leaving the villages behind. If you also notice, in Edo, we have pineapple. We don't see it now. Plantain. Now, I can tell you that 90% of people living in abroad, we are feeding on the plantain that is brought for us from the South America. There's nothing that comes out from our country known as, even our continent. Just talk about the continent, Africa. We just leave everything. We want to destroy. We don't want to make sure that these things, we bring them back, we plant them.
Yeah, sorry, brother. Can I quickly come in here?
Yeah, you can.
You see, when you talk about those like agricultural produce, in my opinion, I don't think the farming aspect is the major challenge we've faced in years. I think what for me is the processing of those agricultural materials that comes out from the farm.
Exactly.
So what we don't want to see, to be honest, is just like the same situation where we have right now with crude oil, where we build our crude and then we export it and then it get refined outside and then they send it back to us. Then we start paying extremely high cost for petrol back home. But
sorry, Hakeem, I caught you short there. That is what we're already doing that already. How many of us drink pineapple juice in Nigeria? There are some of us who drinks it. Is it bad that we that grows the pineapple, can't we also make the pineapple so that the company comes to our state?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It is the processing aspect that needs to be focused more on. Even the meat. You see, like the cow meat they are talking about now, right? You can have 1, 2, 3 people heads 5,000 cows, but if you want to process that cow to take it through the proper processing channel, you're probably going to need 500 workers in the factory, in the meat processing factory, to process that meat. You know what I'm saying? So the processing aspect for me is what needs to really what government needs to channel their resources into. You know, at the end of the day, if you have oranges, you have all of those things, and you just export them, you don't really make much from them because you're going to end up spending money buying those processed juice when they bring them back to you. So for me, I think more focus have to be put towards processing in terms of agriculture, processing rather than the other aspects. And sorry, I just want to quickly finish on one issue. Okay. When I heard the governor was getting a lot of backlash from people because he went to Abuja to meet the president because of the issue of ranching and anti-open grazing law and all of that. For me, if you know, the man is an economist, right?
Yeah.
And he came out last time and he said, listen, the state got 1.7, 1.5 billion deficit from the last federal allocation. And you know the federal livestock conservation program is giving them 7 point something billion naira to kind of usher that program. So if he doesn't go and try to get that money, then something is wrong with him. You know what I'm saying? Something is wrong, because at the end of the day, if he gets the money, he will still be part of the development coming into Edo State. So for me, I don't see anything wrong with what he did.
Why, Hakim, what you are saying about talking about process, why can't we encourage? This is why this is the disconnect we're talking about, whereby our government does not actually encourages the youth. Because when you encourage people to go into this thing, giving them the necessary equipment for all these things to become a reality, in the next 4 or 5 years, you've been in government. This is the point. You've been in government.
Okay,
Why don't you give them money
let me
and
come
bring
in.
these things, so that these things can be able, in the next 4 years that you are still in the office, you can yield profit as well. It's also contributing to the GDP. But because we are failing in all parts of the system, everything becomes as if we are.
Let's hear from Alex. Let's hear from Alex. Alex, are you there with us? Alex. Alex. Okay.
Probably fall asleep.
But I said we don't lose Alex, so say the network for Nigeria.
His network
Alex,
is
are you
bad.
there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm listening. I'm listening to you guys. I'm listening, but I've not been brought to the floor, so
Okay,
I'm listening.
yes. So what's your take on this now? Because if you check, there's a comment here. I would like you to, because if you want to elaborate on what everyone have been saying, that's not a bad thing as well. But if you want to look at the comment on the...
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Alex, can you hear me?
My
Okay,
goodness.
click on the link
It's
again.
nice.
Click on the link to come back again.
I can hear you very well. It's crystal clear.
Okay, if you
Very
can hear
well.
me,
It's from your side. It's not from here.
okay, what can you say? What can you say about the policies of Governor Obaseki?
My
on
goodness. Maybe I
agriculture?
should do that.
Yeah, come back again, Alex.
Okay.
Click on the link and come back again.
Oh.
I'm removing you right now. Okay, I remove Alex there. Okay, Mr. Ramato, I want you to talk about the policies of Governor Obaseki, especially on agriculture.
Yeah, I saw the question. This very question is a little bit trickish because based on, like I said, in his first tenure while he was coming in, he came with a policy, but the policy did not actually work. That's not going to be, like I said, it's not going to be Obaseki's fault. Obaseki being an educated person, he feels that anybody that has a certificate is qualified for a job. That is the mentality of every African leader. So they want those guys who actually have a paper to prove that they have gone to school. Like I said, they were this. I think this is Abokita also in Esako area. They have large expanse of land that was used for maize production, maize cropping. But unfortunately, the result from that very particular farm was not encouraging because the guys who actually were responsible for the day-to-day activities of that farm, they failed. So that makes that very particular plan or policy for Obaseki to become a failed policy. That wasn't his intention. He's not the farmer. But if you put in the wrong people into a job that they ought to, the right people supposed to have done, then the end result is what you get.
Sorry, Mr. Riamato, what you just said now, and we have always talked about it, that shows an economic area of specialization. When you are not specialized in certain area and you are being put into that place, you are actually destroying the system and you are not rebuilding it. How can you put somebody who read law to head a minister of agriculture or commissioner of agriculture? Why can you do that? These are the things we are talking about, because we need to put the right people in the right position so that they know how to manage the affairs of government. We have always failed in this criteria. Right from time immemorial, we have always been doing something like that because we practice sentiment and nepotism. People that are not qualified because they are related or family interest, you put them in government and thereby disturbing and creating another loopholes for those people who are even specialized in those areas, do not get that ability to do what they actually went to school for.
Yeah, can I? Yeah, thank you, Israel. Now let's take the maize revolution of Obaseki. 2 years before the end of his administration, as at his first term. Let's still look at the maize revolution. What was his idea? His idea was to produce tons of maize to actually reduce the pressure, because then there was a time maize was not used as a means to make bread when flour was becoming a little bit scarcity. So he had the idea about maize, he had the idea about cassava to actually boost the economy of Edo. But the people who he employed to do this job were not actually the right people for the job. Because before you can go into any form of agriculture, you must have, you must be able to know what is applicable in that soil texture, in that very particular environment. The weed, the insect and every other kind of thing that can lead to, a poor production in those areas. Those things were not actually looked into. If they were looked into, maybe the management of the farm were not actually working very well. Let me take you back, sir. If you go to the Ministry of Agriculture in Benin City, along Sapele Road, it is like a pig farm. I mean, if you walk into the Ministry of Agriculture in Benin City today, that place looks like a pig farm. Even a pig farm is better. I have to look for something a little bit derogatory to explain where that place is. When I went to Nigeria, I was looking for a veterinary doctor when I had issues because my pets were just dying. When I got there, I was like, how can anybody actually work in this environment and be coherent? It is completely impossible. That is also a fair policy. But if you go to other offices like the Ministry of Earth, if you go to the Ministry of Land and Survey, they live in a very executive, well-built buildings. But if you go to the Ministry of Agriculture, the buildings where they have there is like the one that was built during the time of Obavorame. I'm telling you. So it looks so dirty, so unkept. Everything looks so shabby. I was there. I went there, and when I asked them, please, I would need a tractor. They said they don't have a tractor. All the tractors that were there, they were all kaput. They were all destroyed, not working anymore. That is a fair policy. Because they do not actually have so much interest on agriculture anymore as far as Edo State is concerned today. That's the truth. That's just there.
And yet you see people saying, oh, we actually have this, we actually have that. When you don't have an organization like the ministry, it's not working fine. How do you encourage the citizens to go into such farming? How do you encourage them? You can say now, he's telling you that he went there, the tractors were dead. Now, what do we understand in agriculture? We were told in school at that time, government creates loans. Government creates organizations like the Ministry of Work, the Ministry of Agriculture. These are people representing as the government per status who encourages the citizens, like giving them loans to, with low interest rate, providing them with pesticide or providing them with also with fertilizers and all these things, all these farm machineries. These are what they are supposed to do. But you still see loans and allocations be given to such ministry and see people working as a ghost. But they don't actually come to work, but they are receiving their salary steady. We have the same thing, like Edo State Urban Water Board. It's not existing anymore, but you have people that are still receiving salary for decades.
Yeah, sorry, I just want to quickly comment on these issues here. You see, this is for me. This is the main reason why.
Mr. Akim, before you speak, I'm sorry, I have to interrupt you. There we have one of our sister in the building that want to join us on this one. So let's bring her in and welcome her.
I think that could be Mrs. Florence Omoriki.
No. Hello. Hello, can you hear me? Good afternoon to you. Okay, hold on. You are muted. Unmute yourself. Okay, good. Hello, madam. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you? Hello, everybody.
Hello, madam.
I'm very fine.
Yes.
What's your name?
Florence Omorigi. CEO.
there. This is our
Israel,
of
you're
specialization.
right.
Yeah.
Israel.
So, yeah, but I would like to be addressed as Africa Catfish Farm for the purpose of this discussion, please.
Okay.
Okay. Because
Thank
I was surprised because of the name there. Okay, that's fine.
Yes. Sir.
We should address her on the name on the screen. All right. Thank you very much for
Yes.
joining us. We appreciate you at least. We are moving somewhere. So we are still struggling with Alex because of his network all the way from Amagba. So hopefully he can rejoin us back again. All right. I'll leave you guys to welcome her in to the show. Mr. Ramat, are you there?
I'm here, always here.
Madam, you are welcome.
Welcome, Emma.
Adam,
Thank you.
you're very welcome.
Expecting you on this topic.
Yes. Thank you.
Right.
All right. Okay. Before we let her join us, I want Mr. Hakim to continue. Mr. Hakim, you were trying to say something. Go ahead.
Yeah. What I was trying to say, Madam, welcome to the show tonight. We really appreciate your effort coming to join our discussion.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So what I was saying before I was cut short, not rudely. I'm just saying part of the discussion. When Obaseki came out the first time when he was running as a governor, for the governorship position, there was a policy that he was driving that really made me want, that really made me supported him at the time. When he talked about the reforming of the civil service, he talked about reforming of the civil service. He said that he's going to rebuild the civil service. And you see all of those failures that you're talking about. Don't forget, commissioners will come, commissioners will go. Governors will come, governors will go. Ministers will come, ministers will go. But you see those civil servants, they are there for years, 20, 30 years of service. So, and without proper training, without proper implementation of policies, without proper screening process, what you'd find out is that people in these ministries, a lot of them, they are not qualified. And those that are qualified, they don't work on with genuine intentions. So, like you went there and you say, the caterpillars were not working, So those people, they get allocations. They definitely get allocations every month for maintenance and all of those. So what were they doing with the money? So basically, the failure of the civil service over years is one of the problems that we have in the state. So the civil service have to be brought up to a higher standard, so that even when a governor comes and goes, those people in charge of any ministries, they will be able to continue to do the work that they're supposed to do. In terms of road maintenance, in terms of agriculture, all of these things, we don't have to be relying on one man. Just one man, you elect one man, and you expect him to just be everywhere. For me, I think that is just that is for me sometimes unreasonable criticism. We have to channel our criticism a lot to where these people are, people who head of civil services in different commissions, that they are not doing what they're supposed to be doing. I think they should be called out as well, because a lot of those ministries have not a lot of them, basically all of them have all failed anyway. So why have they failed? How many years would a governor need to reform all the civil service sectors in the state? For me, I just think the man tried his best, but it's like you working with one hand tied behind your back. I think that is my own opinion.
Okay. All right. Very sad. Alex is still communicating with me here. He's struggling. He's struggling so sad that we can't have him back. All right. So who do we go for now on this one before we change the topic?
Madam.
Pardon?
We have to call on the madam. We are very happy that we want more women to participate in everything we do. We have to give them the because some of them have that motherly tenderliness to actually show what is best for our state, our country. We are all born of a woman, and they should come first.
Of course. And those of you on the comment section, you can always leave us a question. We're going to showcase your question on the screen, anytime. You don't have to join. But if you want to join us, we have the link at the comment section right there. Just click on it, then you see yourself here. Yes, Mr. Ramator, go ahead and bring, because I don't want you guys to leave me to do this alone, or should I just be bringing
No,
everyone?
no. Let's speak to Catfish Farm speaks. I think
Okay.
she also have one or two things to put in.
Hello, madam. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can.
Okay, go ahead. Talk to us.
Okay, so one of the reasons why I called into the show was specifically because we're talking about agriculture. I know Mr. Stephen Eriamato already started talking about it, but I also want us to speak from facts, because we do have, Obaseki does have agricultural policies that he set in place a couple of years ago, quite laudable ones, I have to say. But we also know that they have failed. Those policies have not really worked, as Mr. Eriamato earlier explained. Now, what really concerns me as a farmer is this. Now, we have a crisis on our hands right now, and nobody's talking about it. We should be screaming and at this point in time, because going into 2022, okay, there's going to be food scarcity. Now, nobody is particularly saying that Obaseki is to be blamed for this. It's a global crisis due to the pandemic. All right. But now, in this particular case, we're talking about Edo State and how it concerns us and concerns our people. Now, because of the failures of the policies he put in place, like as far as I know, if you go on Google and when you type Obaseki's policies on farming, you'll see quite a lot of things he's done. There was a time he empowered women. I come from the angle of women and women farmers, and that's the image I want to project here. Okay, there was a time he encouraged women to go into farming. He even sent in tractors to come in and clear the bush for them, But the bureaucracy we have in our government, how things don't always work because of who and all the the money that has to change hands and all that stuff. But my problem is going forward, right? One of the, apart from security, apart from agriculture, I think food and security should be one of the things that we should project and talk about, and if possible, bring in experts from the government. Thank God we now have commissioners that have already been, sworn in, and they're going to start working. We should give them 90 days to settle in, and then we now need to start inviting them on this show if possible. We need to start. We need to know what is being put in place. If whatever was put in place in the past failed, okay, that's fine. It's okay. We keep on moving. We do not stop, because right now there's a crisis, like I said. We're going to see food. We're talking about saying now that there's no food and things are expensive. It's going to get to a point in time where you have your money and there'll be no food to buy. Why? Because of the crisis in the north, because of the herders and the farmer clash that has also affected farmers in Edo State. Within the last year, I'm quite sure you've seen on TV where farmers are coming out crying that they're being killed in their farms. All right. Now, this is, well, thank God now the governor has gone over to the president to speak about funding and everything. Look, what are we going to do? We're going to continue to speak as a people. We're going to continue to project the challenges we're having and the way forward. So that's how I come in. As a catfish farmer, right now it's because of the what do you call it, the scarcity of inputs. When I say inputs, I mean the things that are used for our fish feed. There's a high inflation in the price of feed, and that also goes across all boards, as far as poultry farming, fish farming, all types of farming. Right now, they even have snail farming. You name it. The prices of the inputs have increased drastically. And what has that has now affected what people can buy, how people can sell, and then production from the point of view of a farmer. So, this is my major concern. We should be crying and bearing up arms in this regard, because when we're talking about security and then you talk about scarcity of food, those two combinations, it's a time bomb.
All right. Okay.
You see what Mrs. Fish Farm just said. It's very good, because one thing is the inflation we are facing right now in Edo State, in the whole federation, but Edo State, I'm going to be precise in Edo State, is because how many of us are living here in diaspora? We are sending money home. Now tell me, how much is a naira to a pound, or how much is a naira to a euro? Do you know why? Because there is no food. People are crying. I was crying on this channel the other day that even fish is now almost 2,000. So even a normal, the person working on the street who is not even up to the elite cannot even eat fish anymore. Do you understand? Even if you give them 200,000 naira to buy food, nothing, because there is there's lower in supply and higher in demand. So that becomes an inflation, and we know that in economics, when the two is not equal, it's not equal. That it becomes equilibrium. But there's no equilibrium because there's now the lower in supply and higher the demand. A lot of, even if you give them millions, nothing can buy. She's already saying it, and we should be calling the government to understand that there is a problem somewhere. We need to fix it, and that is why all of us are crying, because we already understand what the system is. But is our government listening to us? That is the problem.
Do they care?
So we should keep on doing what we are doing now to make sure that they know that we are worried about those people back home. Because we don't even we don't have lights. We don't have light. Even good roads. If you don't give, I know you can't give us light, because if you talk about light, the federal bodies will have to come in there. Okay, now, if that one, can you give us roads? Good roads, so that this product can be movable. Because it's also part of it. Because if there's no good roads, how can this product, how can it get to the consumers? So we see that there is a total destruction in the system. We need to fix it back.
The truth is, Israel, do we actually have production as far as the South is concerned?
It's zero. It's another zero. We are lacking in production. We are lacking in everything. We are lacking. If you look at the North, all the state governments are also, they are giving farmers loans. Go and see. Go and watch it. They give their farmers loans.
Now,
no interest rate.
That's a problem. I want to say something here. Just like Madam said just now about I actually ran a catfish, like I run a fish farm also, but in a small scale. I think I only just have 8 fish ponds made of this tarpaulin, tarpaulin fish pond. I know there was a time we were buying feed. She knows what I'm talking about now, for 9 mm. For the big fish that's already about 2 months old, 2 to 3 months old, then we buy 9 mm, which is the biggest size of feed for them. When I started with Blue Crown, which was one of the best feed, I said I was buying it for 6,000 plus. A point within a week, it rose to 7,200. Before I sold my feed, I was already buying them for 7,600 and something naira per bag. And this fish practically ate, because I was only 2,000 fishes, and this 2,000 fish practically ate one full bag in a day, because we feed them in the morning and we feed them in the evening. Okay, so at the end of the day, it got to a point I need to quickly sell off, because the cost was becoming so much because of the low quality I was producing, that if I continue doing this, I might not be able to make any money. Okay, that is not about inflation. It is because there is no encouragement for people to return back to the farm. We are talking about security every day. See, I cry here. People say,
inflation.
The government supposed to encourage
when you don't
farmers.
encourage people, you don't have the equipment to give them to go back into farming. It's just like we are still living in the old days where our farmers are still operating with cutlass. How are we trying to make sure that our country grow? You want a mass production, and you are giving them something that they cannot even they cannot even create enough for the people in the state, for even not to sell.
Hold on, Israel. Let us just not try to put the entire blame on the government. So let's go a little bit off the government areas a little bit. Okay, that is going to help us in this whole discussion. We also have problem with our people today who are no more willing to go into farming.
Yes, like I said it the other time, you just said our people. I also said it.
Okay.
That
What,
if the advent of technology, that people are carried away instead of using the technology to educate us and learn more, we are being carried away by shenanigans, all in the name we want to make quick money. So these are the disconnect. We need to use this medium to educate more the young, the youth, and also the government, so that we work in hand in hand. If the government is, if you are bringing out things, you also use it to educate the youth, the upcoming future generation, that this is what this thing means. Because the way it is now, our system, our youth, or the futures of tomorrow, we are disconnected from the government because we are carried away by the social, what do you call it, the globalization, like the advent of the internet and mobile phones and things like that. We are carried away with it, and this is the problem we are having now.
Yeah, brother, can I come in, please?
Of course. Go ahead, my brother. Akin, go ahead.
You see, I think the discourse here, I think the for me, I think there's a separation when it comes to this the matter at hand. If we're talking about the inflation side of things, obviously that the state government have nothing to do with the rise of foodstuff across the country. That one is a national issue. But if you're talking about micro, as in sub-regional state government policies, right? So that then we can address that. What is the governor doing to address such issues? But at the end of the day, whether like Mr. Ramato was saying, he was buying feed for a certain price, and then within weeks it's gone up and it's gone up. That for me, that is a policy from the federal level, because at the end of the day, we have to acknowledge that we don't have enough foreign reserve or enough foreign currency to be able to address the issues of importations into the country. And when people have to source foreign currency or the dollar through different channels or through the black market, obviously they're going to automatically carry the cost over into whatever they bring into the country. And according to my own, maybe according to my knowledge, I'm not sure those fish feed are made in Nigeria. I'm sure even if they are partly processed in Nigeria, they will be part of the feed process that will be brought into the country. And all of this, we need foreign exchange for it. And for me, I think if we are addressing state government policies and the issue of inflation, because I've heard a lot of people say things are very expensive, the government is not doing anything about it. What can it do about it? That is my own question. What can it do about it? If that is federal government issue, not state government issue. And when things are
I would like Catfish Farm to contribute to this now, because we have only about 35 minutes to round up. Remember, we're starting 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. every Friday, so I don't want us to be staying longer than the exact proposed time. So, Catfish Farm, are you there with me?
Yes, I am. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you, madam. Go ahead.
Yes, so this is where I'd like to come in, and this is my point. My point is, yes, we have all the challenges. It's not the time to blame whether it's put it at the federal level, blame it on the federal or the state level. The point is this: we have a crisis at hand. What are we going to do to solve them? Okay, how are we going to be a part of the change that we are advocating for, trying to prefer solutions? Those are you understand? We could talk about all the problems there are. Look, there's a total failure across the board. That's the truth. Total failure. But the thing is, going into 2022, how are we going to be a part of the change? How are we going to liaise with whoever is at the Department of Agriculture or commissioner or whoever to say, we want to work hand in hand with you, the people in the diaspora, we are interested in this and that, let's work together. So, hey, right now, like I said before, yes, the inputs now we have feed, we have local feed and we have foreign feed, all right? Even at the local level, where we have the millet, the groundnut, the peanuts, and the PKC, palm kernel, everything. We're talking about soya, and everything has escalated. The price has tripled. Why? Because of insecurity. Now, insecurity, yes, is not Obaseki's problem, but what has he really done about it in the states, in the state he governs? Or better still, right? But I'm not about criticizing anybody. That's not why I'm here. I'm a catfish farmer. I'm a businesswoman with a business in that state, and we're crying for help. I'm speaking on behalf of farmers, and I'm saying if they are hearing us, we need them to come on board, their hands on deck, and keep it moving. We need to feed the people, and that's the point I'm here to make. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. I appreciate you for that. I want Mr. Ramato, please talk to us.
Yeah. Like I was saying now, because most of people don't want to go to the farm anymore. That's another thing we need to start encouraging them to return back to farm. This is very important. Because we're talking about scarcity right now. What brought about inflation in all this, like our sister just said now, it's as a result of the crisis. Now, what is the first thing to do to find a way to end this crisis and encourage the people to go to the farm? Are you just want to farm anymore? Our parents are too old to farm. Then that's why I said in one of my videos that the government can create what we call a cooperative farming. Cooperative farming in a sense that just that's what they were doing in those days. When I was young, I was a farmer. My dad was a farmer. My grandma was a farmer also. Okay? We live all the way from Benin to Odiri. And all those areas, Odiri, Sashinoba, and all. My father farmed in all those areas, years back. So you see they were just taken to a full reserve. And the government will cut, 2 acres, 1 acre for them to farm on. That's cooperative. Everybody has their own portion of land to farm on, but they are all farming there. You go there, you're going to see a full, like a whole city filled with farmers who are actually working there. And those people then, when they harvest their crops from that place, they harvest massive crops. Do you know what they were doing then? At the end of 1.5 years, the government will not bring timber seed to plant. They will not bring timber seed to plant on that land they gave to you. Then our parents will not plant timber seed for the government. So by 2 years' time, nobody's there again. That place has now become a forest, a reserve, like we talk about right now. That doesn't exist anymore. So now you see things are getting worse each day. There to be an encouragement for the youth to return back to farming. Let them go back again with that cooperative kind of farming, whereby the government can buy tractors, and like I said in one of my videos, that can also, increase what we call employment. The tractor drivers will be paid, but the farmer is not going to be free. So the maintenance of the tractors, that's what they do in the north. We will not be put, on the farmer who are coming to use it. So if, for example, we now have, a cassava, expanse of land that belongs to different persons, the tractor can just come into that land and till the soil for everybody. And at the end of the day, money will not be paid, to the government post on the job that have been done. What we need is to not subsidize. That's the only way, because right now, most of the soya beans, let me say, because I also have a machine I use in producing feed. Most of the soya beans are not even coming from Nigeria anymore. It's the truth I'm telling you now. They don't even come from the north anymore. We import. And if you import, what do you think is going to happen? They're going to pay a border fee, going to pay an import fee, whatever they call it, in addition to the cost of transportation into Nigeria. The entity is going to skyrocket. So that's just the issue. Where we need the government to come in is for the government to put in a policy, not the government farming. No, the government does not need to be or to be part of the farming thing. All the government just need to do is to create a system that individuals can come in and they will just be there.
Now, if I have to contribute to that, even though the government create a system now that everyone can come in, my question is, our youth, are we actually ready to farm? Because most of those youth now, or rather, let me say Nigerian youth, many of them are not ready to do anything anymore. Many of them think that they are too big to farm. So what's your take on that? I want Mr. Akim to take that first.
My brother Naija, I think you just hit a very solid topic right there. You see, when we were going to school then, maybe the day you are sick and you didn't go to school, and everyone is going to school, and you come out, you see your area will be very
Please
quiet.
hold on 1 minute, Mr. Akim. Let's welcome the part to this floor. Mr. Monday, Paper, are you there with us? You are already on. Can you hear me, sir? Okay, Mr. Monday.
I'm with you. I just saw your.
All right, okay, that's fine. That's fine. We are talking about agriculture in Edo State. Why is it that the government are not encouraging people into agriculture, and why is it that the youth are not also ready to go into agriculture? Are you there, sir?
Yeah.
I hope your network is not going to interrupt you today, sir. We only have okay, we are going to be here because we started late, so we are going to be here for 9:20. We round up. We started late as well. Okay, Mr. Monday, we can't hear you. Mr. Akim, go ahead.
What I was saying earlier was, like, back then, when the day you don't go to school and you come out of your area, you see everywhere is quiet, right? So you know that everyone around, all your age mates, have all gone to school. So the whole area is quiet. So if you frequently visit Benin recently, and you see school hours, right? You drive around, you see a lot of young people outside, a lot of young people on the road, a lot of young people everywhere. It doesn't seem school days, it doesn't even seem like school hour, doesn't even seem like school hours anymore.
Exactly.
So a lot of these children, they don't even go through school anymore. Before you know, JSS2, JSS3, they're all out of school, drop out. The school trounces everywhere. You go out there, you see a lot of kids just trolling about, looking for a way to make quick bucks, looking for the next HK or whatever they want to do. So at the end of the day, the government have to go back to education, make sure we keep our young ones in school. I don't know how they're going to do it, but that has to be done. Because at the end of the day, if you look at the generation, my generation, I know maybe a lot of people that I know, that I grew up with, they're no longer in Nigeria anymore. So I don't know, maybe Mr. Naija Wash, I don't know how many friends that you have, that you grew up with, that they are still back home till now. A lot of our generation will left. And if you look at this generation, these are the generation that is now driving the political forces on ground, even why they are not on ground back home. So they proved it during the last election. Even though, yeah, I'm not just saying it's this our generation only. I'm saying maybe, like, older ones as well. But a lot of people in diasporas, majority of our generation. But the generation of today, ones that are coming up today, they are growing up with different mindsets. They are growing up with different mentality. There is no discipline. There's no culture. There's nothing. It's just how am I going to buy the next Benz? And if you tell him to go to farm, if you tell that such person to go to farm, he looks at you and say, "Are you mad or something?" Like as if something is wrong with you. But the government have to look for ways to keep children in school for as long as possible. Make sure that children stays in school. If they have to implement policies, that means that parents have to take some responsibilities to keep children in school. Because don't forget, whether the school system is bad or not, it's still something. At least going through the school system, you will still come out with at least something, no matter how bad it was not perfect during my time, but we still got a little out of it. So, but just imagine if you never even gone through it at all, and they don't go to try and learn some trade or learn some work. You just see children on the street. So you're gonna tell them, "Oh, government have a policy on agriculture, come and plant." It will be looking at you as if you're a madman.
All right,
that's the truth.
Mr. Akim, okay. I'm gonna let Catfish Farm to take this for us, because I want you to. Are you there? Can you hear me, madam?
Yes, I can.
Okay, please, can you tell us what do you think is the reason why Edo youth, or rather Nigerians, our Nigerian youth, are not going into farming? Because many of them want to live extravagant lifestyle, but none of them think about going to farming anymore. What can you say about that?
Well, okay, sir. So I'll come in from this point of view. What you said is correct. Generally, I own a farm, okay? And one of my biggest challenges is getting workers. I have a high turnover. In fact, I've never had anyone from Benin, more or less, or Edo State work for me, okay? I've always had people from the north doing the work. You are correct about that. But I do not really think that is a major problem. We do have farmers on ground, believe it or not. We have young people who are into farming on a small scale. You might be surprised. Oh, yes, it's true. Generally, the word out there on the street is that young people do not want to farm. But the truth of the matter is this: there's a reason why, and that's because of the government, the policies of the government, as far as not encouraging the youths. But we do not lack farmers. See, that's the problem here. We do not lack farmers. We do not have a shortage of farmers. What we have a shortage of are farmers who have been frustrated by the policies of the government, by insecurity. And now what's happening? A lot of them have been driven out of their farms, out of their homes. They are in IDP camps across the nation. And they are even in refugee camps outside Nigeria. So what am I trying to say? If the government has failed on all grounds, yes, but then the youth themselves are not really particularly interested because of cyber crimes. That's fast money. Nobody wants to be in the hot sun. Okay, dealing with fish and the dirty water and everything that comes with it. Look, let me tell you, all aspects of farming is very profitable. If you have the right management on the ground to handle it for you, you definitely go through your challenges the first time, but then if you keep on going on, you'll scale through. As far as the youths are concerned, if the government makes it easy for their fathers and their mothers who have spent years working in the farms, I'm telling you, they will come in. But believe it or not, yes, we do have young farmers across the country. They are interested in farming, but they don't get the loans because they do not have the collateral to go into it. These are the particular challenges I see that we have. If the government makes it, for example, if Two-Face Idibia or any star, okay, any Nollywood star comes out, okay, and then they put up their farms out there and say, I'm a farmer, but I'm also, for example, a Nollywood star. Make it attractive, okay? Bring on the stars they have in the movie industry, the music industry, and they make it look a little bit more attractive. Definitely the youths will come in there. Okay, they have a beautiful face. If Edo State government can bring a beautiful face, a lady, you understand, and then they brand it, farming, blah, blah, blah. They put, what I'm saying, but then put their money where their mouth is and also follow through with the policies they make. The youths will be interested in it. That's
right.
my
position. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, madam. I would like Mr. Ramator to take that. Now we have Israel back. After you, then we let Israel to respond to that. Go ahead, Mr. Ramator.
Yeah, I think madam, I've said a lot of what I wanted to say. The truth of the matter is this: I know in these last few days that I was in Nigeria, and when I posted my video working inside the poultry farm, helping the boys to do the job, I know I received a lot of calls from young guys. Okay, there's a guy who called me who said, when I'm going to be in Nigeria, you want me to go and help him to start up a farm in Enugu State. He's a young guy, he lives in Ghana. Okay, he was so happy. He said, I never thought he's going to see people because he knows me before. Never thought I'm going to see me working, doing that kind of a job. I said, yeah, so I'm proud of what I do. Most of the problem today is this: most of the big mill-run farms don't see themselves as farmers.
Yeah.
Okay, so this young one sees farming as a poor man's job.
Hello?
Ready now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, Alex. Okay, we have Alex back in the house.
Let Alex speak.
Yeah, we let Alex go ahead. I guess you'll be following us. We are so sorry that your network have not been very pleasing. So go ahead.
Yes. Diving into the studio with regards to our government performance vis-a-vis agriculture.
Yeah.
For me, my own observation is that our leaders knows what to do. They don't want to import machines from Europe or from China and make agriculture a very lucrative thing. Like, if they want to employ youth through agriculture, they can do it, because they go abroad and get the latest cars, but they cannot bring in the latest machines for farming. So for me,
Alex,
it boils down to
Alex,
corruption.
do you think we need to blame the government for this, or we need to blame the youth that are not actually ready to go into farming?
The youth are ready to go to farming. They are not given the enabling environment. They are frustrated. The youth are frustrated. If you don't know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody, nobody will allow you approach a mechanized farm. If there's a farming company, how can you approach them if you are not connected? Everything is about corruption. It boils down to corruption. So you cannot totally blame the youth. When I was growing up, I have people in my family, uncles, who go to villages to go and tap rubber, to go and plant plantain, to go and plant yam, to go and bring those things from the villages. But because of the massive corruption, everybody's eye is now on crude oil. So the youth get there and the lands are sold sometimes. They are given to Chinese company. They are now used as like places like buildings. You just see a place that you know this used to be a farm. Nowadays they'll tell you a church has bought it. The community is not selling lands. So how can you blame the youth? I'm not saying there are not lazy youth, but the majority of them want to work, but they cannot get the access to work. So our leaders are spoiled by oil. Before we got oil, before we discovered oil, we had farm. Nigeria relied on agriculture. We had cocoa, we had rubber, we had spices. We were exporting them to Europe and America. What happened? After we found that, we killed all those. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, of course, we can hear you very clear.
After we found crude oil, everybody forgot about it. We just became spoilt. All our leaders are just spoilt brats because they are used to getting $10 million from one crude oil.
Okay. Okay. All right, Alex, I'm going to stop you right there.
Yeah. So, guys, stop now. Stop, please.
I mean, let me talk to him now.
You see now? Alex, are you okay?
I don't know. I am just trying to get a safer place. I told you,
you know. Not safe. Alex, if you are not safe there, please drive home. Drive home.
I'm not alone. I'm safe. I have my cousins with me. I'm safe. Don't worry.
Because, listen, guys, because some guys are trying to harass Alex there. Are you sure you are safe?
Yeah, I'm safe. I'm safe. I have 3 of my cousins with me. No problem. I'm safe. So, okay, like I was saying, sir. Yes, like I was saying, when American companies, European companies like Chevron, Shell, and those that deal on this crude oil, Chinese companies, started coming into our country, our leaders lost focus. I know of countries that still depend on agriculture to feed their own country. So the point is this: corruption, oil, and if you don't know somebody, you can't do. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, we can hear you. Yes.
If you don't know somebody, you cannot go into agriculture here. If you buy a land, for example, and you want to farm, they'll come and meet you and tell you, government said this. State government will come, local government will come, the area people will come. How much are you going to make from those things? So it's corruption. They have to. It's a systemic thing. I mean, the system is so corrupt. It affects everything.
Okay. Now, Israel, are you there with me? Alex, we're going to.
I am there. I'm here. I'm here with you.
Israel, what can you say? Who do we blame for this famine? The government or the youth?
Right. Everything is still going to be centered around the government because they are the machinery of the state. What I'm trying to say is not that our youth and they don't want to work. They want to work. But we don't have the amenities to carry out these things. So when you don't have it, you expect them to go and do it by their hands? And you don't. Oh, where's the land? You are selling. People are selling the land, and they are driving them out of the places. There's no security. So all these things boils down to why we are still holding the government to this. You bring out the necessary thing for these people to assess it.
Give them education so that they be all these tractors or anything you are bringing for them to be able to farm. You teach them how to use it. But when these things are not there, what do you expect the youth to do? Frustrated.
Okay, let's go back to Mr. Ramator before we come back to Mr. Hakim. Mr. Ramator, who do we blame? The government or the youth?
No, it's a 50-50 right now. Because I like I said, I've been in Nigeria for quite some time now. I want to give you a scenario if you don't mind, sir. Why I was in Nigeria?
Okay. Please hold on. Let's see if we can hear Mr. Monday now. Epa, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay, loud and clear. Thank you very much for joining us again. I'm going to pause you right there. I want Mr. Ramator to quickly round up. 2 minutes, Mr. Ramator. Go ahead.
Okay. Now, when I went to Nigeria now, this last time I went, around that kind of May when I was back home, a lady called me. Listen now, the federal government actually gives loans. Like Alex just said now, there's a conspiracy on the side of the government. A lady called me and said, he called somebody who knows me. And the person called me and said, Pa, look at what this lady says. Okay, just put her on the call. He put the lady on the call and I said, yeah, what can I help you? He said, please, I just applied for a loan from the central bank for 10 million naira on farming. And she told them that she already had a farm, a poultry farm of about 2,000 birds. She wants to increase. I said, sorry, my poultry farm is already 5,000 birds. There's no way I can allow you to come into a 5,000 birds. So he told them 2,000. If they come here, what expansion are you going to expand with 10 million? On when my farm is already times 10 of what you are asking me for. So and I said, do you have a farm? He said she doesn't have a farm, sir. I said, okay, what do you want to do if you not collect the money from the government? Say I will take the money to another business.
Okay, Mr. Ramator, I'm going to stop you there because we don't have enough time anymore. Today's the first episode. We have enough time to do more. Mr. Mode, we lost you there now. I guess you're doing something else. So, Mr. Mode, are you there with me?
Clear.
Okay, Mr. Mode, good evening to you once again, sir. We are talking about agriculture. Now, what we are asking, what is the reason why agriculture is not functioning how it's supposed to be in Edo State? Should we blame the government or should we blame the youth?
Both. The government.
Okay, go ahead. Talk to us. 2 minutes, sir. 2 minutes.
Yes.
Before we go back to Alex, Mr. Hakim.
The government is to blame partly, but major blame goes to the youth. The youth in Edo, youth are not ready to work. We have problem with, if you go and invest a lot of money in a farm, where to get the workers, that is where the main problem. Mr. Erianato will bear me out now. He has experienced it too. On one of his videos, I saw he himself was working, nobody to work with. The first set of workers, he has to kick them out, sack them. I had the same problem. The youth are the major problem. They don't want to work, especially the Edo youth. The only place we get source of labor is from those Fulani people. Around the Kenwa, anywhere they go in mass, they go in mass. Any villages you see them, they are all there looking for work. Our people, Edo youth, are not ready to work. They don't want to do
Okay, sir. I'm going to stop you for a minute. Mr. Hakim, are you there with me?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, you have 2 minutes. Now, Mr. Mode just joined us right now. He's putting this, at least the way he just spoke, he's putting 80% blames on the youth. What can you say about that?
Hi, good evening, Mr. Modi. Welcome to the show tonight.
Thank you.
I wouldn't say 80%, to be honest with you, because I still put a lot of emphasis on education. Like when if you don't have it, you can't give it. You can't give what you don't have. So if a child goes through school system, like I remember when I was in secondary school at Ewosa Grammar School, when we do agriculture in the classroom, there's always like a practical section where you are allocated a plot of land. You are meant to clear the land. You are meant to prepare the land, and you are meant to plant on the land.
So all of these things are kind of experience, things you go through in school. But if you have the situation today whereby children are out of school, we're at a very high rate today. What we are experiencing today, what you are seeing today, they don't just happen. Okay, they said our youth don't want to work, but we have youth back then that were working. So what happened? Where did the breakdown occur? I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So there was a breakdown somewhere.
I want Alex to respond to what you just said right now. That means, are you actually putting the blame on, like, are you sharing it 50-50?
Yeah, it's kind of it's a 50-50. I won't say the youth themselves. I'll probably say the parental. I'll say it's a parental issue and government policy. For me, that is the problem.
Okay.
If you don't, whatever you don't have, you can't give out. So if you haven't been taught how to do these things, maybe through a process, so how are you just going to wait? Okay, imagine if the governor just wake up tomorrow and say, I'm going to give you money, go and plant. Where did you start from? What have you learned about agriculture? What do you know to do about agriculture? What are you going to do with whatever you are given? Because you don't know nothing about it. So it's like you're starting from nowhere.
Hello.
Mr. Alex, are you there?
Yes, can you hear me? I'm here. I'm listening.
We can hear you. Go ahead.
For me, it doesn't take 10 years to train somebody how to do agriculture. There are 2 weeks programs. There are 3 weeks program. There are 1 month program. There are 3 days program. It doesn't take 10 years unless you are going to study it as a course in a university. If the government is serious, arranging programs for young people, 1 week program, 2 weeks program is not a big deal. They are not serious. And the youth are ready to work. I stand with the youth because I know many youth who are looking for jobs. If you think the youth are the problem, go to Lagos and see how Edo youth are working. Go to Abuja and see how they are working because they were frustrated out of the system. Our leaders are flaunting money, flaunting wealth, building mansions, teasing these young guys that they've made money. Every youth, every young person is carried away by such things if you don't have a good parental training. So I place the blame on our leaders. They should stop stealing money and flaunting it. And if they really want to train people, they can train them. It's not rocket science. Some governors are doing it. 6 weeks program.
This last 15 minutes that we have to go, I want everybody to interrupt anytime. I'm unmuting everybody. When anybody is talking, you can just go in, interrupt if you have something to say. Okay? I'm not going to bring anybody in, just interrupt. So Mr. Alex, I said it now. Mr. Alex stood by what he said before, that at least 90% blames goes to the government. I want our sister here, Catfish Farm, to talk to us. What's your take on that, madam?
Okay, so the name is Ephrata Catfish Farm.
Okay. Ephrata,
so yes,
Catfish. I wanted to. Yes. Okay, is the free name your company name, right?
It is, yes, and that's what I'd like to be known as. Okay, thank you. Right. So, yes, thank you. So I'm about the future. I'm about preferring solutions. I'm about what's gonna work. I don't flow very well with discussing what the issues are. We all know what the issues are. But okay, so even talking about that, we have a School of Agriculture in Igworiahi. Okay, I believe that school is still functional. We have graduates churning out from that school annually, hundreds, if not in their thousands. All right. I don't think those people went to the School of Agriculture because they wanted to work in a bank or they want to work in a bank. My point is, as long as we continue to have insecurity, and I'll keep hammering on this because this is what I see as the situation. We do not have youth. Look, I don't believe that just because the Edo youths, quote unquote, do not want to work, that means every other youth from other states who come into the country cannot work. I've had my farm and I have 85-95% of people from other states. As far as they're Nigerians, it doesn't even matter if they come from Cameroon. You understand? My focus is not on the Edo youth per se. Why? Because we have people. Look, we have to look at Edos, all right? Every household has someone abroad. They are funding their families. And these people don't want to come to the farms. That's the truth.
Okay, and then we also know, I'm so sorry, that Edo State is the state that has I don't want to go negative, but the highest number of youths in cyber crimes. So what are we doing talking about farming? But rather the farmers that are already there, that are leaving the farms every day. We have fish farmers who have given up on fish farming because they can't afford the feed. They can't afford, they're not getting loans to continue. They cannot, we should focus on that's my focus. And that's not my point of view.
Listen, I just want to say that's the you see what Madam just said now. It's still important to what I just said. If you're talking about youth going into cybercrime, we're not even talking about 20-something years old. We're talking about as young as 14, 13, 15 years old who are going into these activities these days. So, if you don't catch them young, if you don't put them, if you don't make them go through the school system and do look,
The old houses in Benin. The old houses in Benin were built by our forefathers. They never went to any form of education to get to be a big farmer. There are many ways. In this country where I live, a lot of people, bourgeois, they have garden.
But by the time you are talking about now, there was no internet. There was no internet crime at that time. There was no Yahoo at that time.
Alex, go ahead.
Yes. I want to say, for me, I put all the blame.
Imagine,
I still put all the blame on the leadership. I want to bring you back a bit on. Let me tell you a short story about a man, Thomas Akara of Burkina Faso. Can you hear me, sir? Can you hear me, people?
Okay, Mr. Alex, wait, just hold on. Let a path round up.
Go to college of
Okay, what a pie is saying is that you don't need education to go into farming.
No, you don't need look. That is not what I'm saying. I'm not saying you need education to go into farming specifically. I'm saying the way to stop these children at that tender age from going into these criminal activities is to make sure they stay in school. If a child is derailed at that age, how do you bring them back into the system? That's what I'm saying.
If you can call me there, if you can call me there, sir.
Alex, go ahead.
If you can call me there, our enough on education and on industrialization and on agriculture, but rather they steal money and put them in American banks. They go abroad and bring the latest cars, but they cannot bring the latest agricultural machines or agricultural skills. That is the point. They bring white people here to come and construct road. Why not bring experts to teach our boys how to do quick program on this thing, two weeks program, and so forth. Must you be a graduate before you go into agriculture? There are 2-3 weeks program.
Can I come in?
Alex, hold on. Let's talk to Israel. Israel, 1 minute. 1 minute. Everyone is taking 1 minute now. Go ahead, Israel.
I support Alex on this matter. You see, this is the thing I've been hammering on. When we talk about youth development in our state or in our country, you see our leaders pointing to one thing. Oh, don't mind them. They are doing Yahoo. Now, let me tell you something. Yahoo is known as what? It's known as a fraud, right? Is fraud an Edo language? It's an English language. It means it exists everywhere in the world. So because some group of individuals or group of youth are engaging in that does not mean that you have to generalize all these things. Because you don't want to do anything, they all take their children into this place so that they come and live lavish life. And this is the place that they learn, and these are the people who colonize us. And inside that education, they brought what is called youth development. When you don't bring infrastructure, something, equipment to enable these youth to learn from something, how can they learn? And you keep blaming them that they are not working, whereby you don't give them something that will educate them and try to make sure that they go back into the system. So I support Alex on youth development.
All right, good. Let's talk to Madam Ephrata Catfish Farm. 1 minute, Madam. Talk to us.
Okay. So I would like to surprise everybody here on the panel and those of us listening. most of these people that are into cyber crimes, money they make, where do you think they invest them in? Don't be fooled. They are into farming. Let me tell you an open secret, the big elephant in the room in catfish business. Okay, when we're selling fish and then they crash the prices, we keep saying, but why are the prices coming down instead of going up? And then people say it's because these boys are spending money, they're putting their money in somewhere. And so when it's time for harvest, they can sell it at any price. Okay, so don't keep hammering on the youth. No one, they are farming. It's just not on the data. We're not capturing that data that the youth are into farming. The money that they make in cyber crimes, they go into housing, they go into agriculture. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Efrata.
The ones I know. Hello, can I come in, sir?
Yeah, go ahead, Alex. Yeah.
Majority of the cybercrime people I see around, 90% of them, they spend their money on nightclubs, going to drink almost on a daily basis, buying caskets for a lot of money. They can bomb 5 million naira in 1 week. So I don't know the ones she knows, where she saw them. Maybe she knows some of them that go into farming. But majority of the youth who are into crime, they don't spend those money we're here. They buy expensive cars, fast cars. Some even die driving those cars, you know, trying to drive in a very bad way. So for me, it's less than to the foundation. When the foundation is 40, no matter what, if you give a stupid man 100 million, he will not use it well. These guys don't know anything about life.
One minute round.
Let me still shock you guys in this
1 minute.
Let me shock you guys. All this school of agri, there are thousands of people that are graduating from there. Now, before when we were in school at that time, if you graduate as a first class, you came out with first class, the government will take you. They will try to make sure that you gain a certain position in the, so that you can improve the economy. Right now, we are not practicing that. We are trying to use one or two things to segregate all these youth that are going to school, even that are brilliant. We don't want to encourage them. We want to put our brothers and sisters because we know that position, that money should just be inside our family. It's bad. We should put in more effort on the youth development because they are the futures of tomorrow.
Okay. All right. That's fine. Let's go to Mr. Ramato. 1 minute. Mr. Ramato, are you there with me?
Yeah, you know, today's interesting. And let me also learn also. So that's why I just like keep quiet a lot. So guys,
after you, we are going to Mr. Monday. Go ahead, Mr. Ramato.
The truth of the matter is this. My major concern is the youth, not even the government. Okay, you can start in a very small way. That's just the truth of the matter. Then don't start big to start making millions. If you don't have a means of livelihood, we have a lot of youth who are there, but they are on the minimum. You don't need to have millions to go and start just like Madam's fish farm is, or my poultry, or wherever here. To not start like, oh, you must start making maybe 3 million naira every month before you know that you have done business. No. You can start from somewhere. You build on it. So this is that's what business is all about. Okay.
All right. Mr. Monday, can you hear me, sir? Mr. Monday.
Yeah. Can I comment, sir, please?
Okay.
Can I comment?
Go ahead, Alex. We cannot hear Mr. Monday. Go ahead, Alex.
I want to address the conscience of our leaders, those or their agents who are listening to us. If you refuse to invest in young people, you are rearing monsters that are going to come after you tomorrow. Don't think you are safe in America or Canada. I'm sure you have extended family members. If you refuse to invest on young people at a certain age, just know that it will come to you one way or the other. You will be hurt, because we saw when the last riot took place, it almost went bizarre. So we should learn to invest on young people. It's not only in agriculture, in skills, in every other area. Investment on human beings is never lost. So leaders, please stop stealing money. Invest on young people. Bring agricultural equipment from abroad. Not only cars, not only white people to come and tire our road and so on and so forth. Children will graduate from school. You will not give them projects. You will bring Lebanese. You will bring Turkish and Russians. Why are they not in school? If you have invested in them, allow them to practice it. If they make mistakes, correct them. So if you think going to America, Canada, or UK to buy mansions with our money is going to be forever, Watch it. A revolution is coming to this country, and nobody will stand it. Next time they are coming,
hold on,
today,
Alex. We have a caller. We have a caller.
very
Alex,
prepared.
hold on. We have a caller. Good evening to you, my brother. Wilfred, go ahead. Talk to us.
Yes, good evening, House. I'm sorry I couldn't join the show, but my little contribution is about we have been talking about the area where the youth needs to actually add their own quota, but we still talk about the government. Like a lot of all of you out there have actually been saying something, similar. What I just want to say is this: Mrs. Catfish just pointed our direction to the issue of security.
Yeah.
I think that should be the foremost of what we should be actually talking about. That's the only way we can encourage these guys. You should understand that insecurity has actually caused inflation in prices of these food commodities, okay?
Yeah.
And most of these guys who are into agriculture, they are not from the government sector, okay? They are individuals, like what the Mrs. Catfish said. These fraudulent Yahoo boys we are talking about, when they make money from this scheme, they go invest it in agriculture. Government actually, they are not doing their own part, okay?
Their part.
By providing agro-based loans, okay? Agro-based loan can actually encourage. I don't know if we remember this guy, Aaron's. Aaron's is an Edoma. I think an Edoma or Ishama. I think this was about like 3 or 4 years ago. Aaron's, I can't really remember the country he come from. Aaron's went to Benin to set up a very big farm. He employed a lot of Edo youths who were actually working, for him. And what did we see at the end of it? He had issue with security, and that guy has to close his farm. And
He moved to one of the African country, right?
Yes, he actually moved to Liberia.
Liberia. Okay, yeah.
Yes, one of those countries. Yeah.
It was because of insecurity. These are people, these are individuals who are actually having their own resources put in a system that is not helping them. So actually, to address this issue, we have to go back to the drawing board. Secure the lives of the people who go to farm.
That means everything, at the end of the day, everything's to go back to the government then.
That's
people actually are not relying on the agro-based fund. First of all, let's clear that. We have resources. We have individuals. Mr. Yamato is there. Mrs. Catfish is there. These are people who does not rely on the government funds to do their farming. But is the security there to secure their life and the life of those that are working for them? So that is where we should actually
Okay. Yeah.
For me, sir.
Are ready to work.
Please, Wilfred, just hold on. Please don't go. Just hold on there. Alex, go ahead.
Yes. For me, this problem of security just became so bad the last 5-7 years. It used to be very nice in Nigeria, security-wise. My parents used to travel from Benin to Kano, and they would sleep on the road, and nothing happens. So it boils down to this present administration, who has an Islamic agenda to turn Nigeria into an Islamic country. Right now, insecurity is everywhere in Nigeria, and our state governor is not signing anti-grazing law. It boils down to our state governor. He has a collaboration with the Northern Caliphate. They've made him promises he could not resist, and now he's becoming sluggish, like a Dassika, in bringing this anti-grazing law. Now, people are running away from this state, taking their monies, their businesses to Lagos, to Ghana, to Kenya, and so on and so forth. So I just say government should try and know that you will not be in power for the next 20 years. When you leave, people are going to ask you, what did you do about this thing? Security.
Alex, hold on 1 minute.
Let me come in here.
No,
Sorry.
Let Mr. Mode come in. Mr. Mode, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, go ahead. You have 2 minutes now. Go ahead.
Alex is still blaming Mr. Alex is still blaming the government. These are natural factors. This has nothing to do with the government. Natural fact, I will stand by that. Our youth are not ready to work. Somebody who is ready to work, you can imagine the Mediterranean Sea got rid of a lot of Edo youth. People are still traveling by that route. So why blaming the government now? See, in Edo State, there's what they call tanja farming. A lot of vast land has been released for people who want wants to farm, you apply, you pay little money. What stop them? The youth, they get money from abroad, remittance from their brothers and sisters. Why can't they organize a little garden in the back of their houses? Is this Fulani coming to?
Mr. Mon, let me come in here. I think this is also wrong. When we are trying to push something now. We are trying to push it downtown, everything to the youth. When we, as a government, we fail to understand that the youth, we need to contribute more on youth development. How do you structure these people? You were saying that they are running into the Mediterranean Sea. If you are talking about the Tanja farm that we are talking about now, how do you educate these people to know about this Tanja farm? Is there any awareness for them to know?
All right, Mr. Akim, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to support that position of Mr. Israel just now. Like you cannot blame the victim of injustice for the injustices that's been made to them. Look, you can't just wake up in the morning and pack your load and say, you know what, I want to go through the Mediterranean Sea. If things are good, no one would want to go through that journey. So blaming people for trying to make the best out of their life, for me, I don't think that is that's a fair criticism. That's number one. And secondly,
why did you go to the Mediterranean Sea?
Look, everybody's opportunity.
How do you know?
Everybody's opportunity in life is different.
Okay, Mr. Akim, we have to stop you there because we don't have enough time anymore. I think Madam Efrata Catfish wants to say something before I let Mr. Wilfred to go ahead. Madam, go ahead, talk to us. 1 minute.
Okay, I want to thank you all for the opportunity to come in as a farmer, to speak from that perspective. When I speak from experience, I speak from data driven, from research done, from being on the ground. Now, I do not want to go back and respond to what was said about where the boys invest their money in. I experience it every day because when I want to sell my catfish and the price falls, I am being told that the Yahoo boys are bringing their prices down because the money comes to them for free and they can do whatever they like with their money. I just wanted to address that. Now,
okay.
As far as I just want to reach out to the Edo people and say, I put my money where my mouth is. I don't just talk, okay? And that's why I live in the United States and I have a farm back home. If you're interested in catfish farming, you have a passion for it, you want to go into it, you want to have a business and actually get to give people a source of livelihood back home, hook me up, talk to me. I'm open to talk with you.
Catfish. All right, thank you. We want Wilfred Ewosa. Go ahead, talk to me, my brother.
Thank you, sir. Please, just a few minutes so that I can elaborate a little bit on this.
Yeah, can I come in?
No, Alex, hold on.
We have numerous innovations to boost agriculture in Nigeria, and the government knows about this. I can say this without fear of evil. The government are actually the big problem we have. You know why? Agriculture in Nigeria is something that needs a lot of improvement, and it's a great fundamental to promote the economy of Nigeria.
Invest in security.
First, agricultural resources needs to
security.
Depend on control, rather a diversified economy. Okay, so what we are saying is this: look at it. A country that properly takes care of its agricultural sector has done 60%. But what has Nigeria done? Nigeria has done nothing. So going forward, using improvement implements and tools is what we need.
All right.
We cannot do this. We need mitigation techniques. We need all that. Okay. Control methods.
Thank you.
Can I come in, sir?
Yeah. All right.
Can I come in,
all
sir?
Right. Okay. Thank you, Wilfred.
Yeah. Can I come in?
Hold on. Let him round up. Round up, Wilfred. Go ahead.
There's also a maintenance culture that we have to also, adopt, because we have farmers before now. Where are the farmers? What happened to their soil, to their land? So we are talking about issue of giving a source law to some certain individuals.
Be quick, Mr. Wilfred. Yeah.
So we should dig deep and look for all these farmers. Ask them what are their challenges. Okay, what are their challenges? And the government should nip it on the bud. Their challenges is
Insecurity. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Wilfred. I'll let you go now. Thank you very much, my brother. I appreciate you. Thank you. Yeah. All right, Alex, go ahead. Go ahead. Talk to me.
The number one responsibility of every responsible or decent government is to provide security, protection of lives and property.
That's what Wilfred just said.
So I still blame the government. For a man to go into cybercrime, he's not a dunce. He is intelligent. The government has failed to tap into those intelligence of those young guys at a certain age. Vini said, when a child has reached a certain age, you're telling him certain things, he will just be laughing at you because he has seen it all. He has seen money. So where was government when these kids were going astray?
What advice do you have, Alex? What do you have for the government?
For me, my own, I always like to talk to the leaders, to lead us with mercy, to try and invest on these young people. These are the future of this country. They will live and die, but these young guys, young ladies are the future of this country. You cannot shy away from your responsibility. When you took that oath, when you were campaigning, you were full of vigor. You had that strength. So why are you so dull? Why are you quiet now? Why are you shying away? You have ministries. So through those ministries, China all the necessary investments on these young people. Let them know that they've got a place in this country. It may not be only in this area. There are some things.
All right, Alex. Alex, we are going to let you go now because we'll be rounding up. Hold on, Alex. Don't leave yet. We lost a Pamonde there, but he's calling us on the phone. Hello, sir. Go ahead. Talk to me. You're on the speaker.
Yeah. I just want to add this.
Go ahead, sir. Turn down your system, please. Go ahead. We don't have time.
Okay. Yeah. What I need to add to this now is that our youth, I will continue to lay the blame on the youth. Don't stop at the desk. The youth have to wake up, do little farming. The farms from the northern state, which we eat, which they export or they send to those states, are all being produced by the youth in northern states. There are some states they call them basket of the nation. We have a fertile land.
Okay, sir. You don't have enough time. What about the insecurity?
Just 1 minute, please.
No. What about the insecurity?
Of the insecurity, this insecurity is not as worse as they portray it here. I maintain it's not as worse. People still going to the forest. People going for hunting. They are still there. It's not as worse as
Mr. Alex is talking to us from Benin City, sir, and you are talking from United Kingdom.
When I was talking just now, I was almost aroused, and my phone was almost stolen 20 minutes ago.
Okay. Today, an MP was tapped in United Kingdom. Yamato should be in the best position to describe the security situation in Edo because he has his family there currently.
Okay.
He knows. Ask him.
Can I come in here? Can I come in here?
All right.
Can I come in here?
Talk to us. 1 minute.
The issue of insecurity, we are going to talk about that. Let's not move away from what we are talking about. Pamonde just said something happened here. An MP was being started.
That is true.
When a constituency, they are not happy with the way things are going. This is why all these things are happening. Whereby you are losing it now. It is time for us, the elder spokesmen, to be talking to our youth. Say, this is what you need to do. We are not having that. It means that we are still very far from it. Let us encourage the youth. I am urging the government, invest on the youth so that things can work well.
Mr. Riamato, what can you say about this? Do you think that the insecurity is one of the things that is hindering the youth to go into farming?
It's partially. Anyways, it's not fully.
It's not fully. Okay.
No. It's partially.
Oh, it's partially. Okay. Mr. Hakim, are you there with me?
Yeah, I'm still there.
Okay, do you think that the insecurity is one of the hindrances that is stopping our youth from going into farming?
No, I would say that I would say it's insecurity that stop them from going into farming. First of all, if you want to go into farm, you have to show interest that you want to go into farm. In the situation where people does not even show interest at all, as if like okay, if you want to do a fish farm, do you have to go in the bush to go and do a fish farm? No, you don't have to go in the bush to go and do a fish farm. So what has insecurity got to do with that? So we cannot generalize matters on a platform like that. So yeah, people go into farm for cash crops, and yeah, you can say insecurity. Okay. But when it comes to fish farming or goat rearing, you don't need to go in the forest to do that. So you
let's go to Alex.
In your home.
Let's go back to Alex before Alex.
If you want to see Edo boys working in farm, go to Spain, go to Greece, go to Portugal. They are all in the farm. Italy, yes. So don't tell me Edo youth are lazy. Don't tell me that. I have friends that
are doing manual jobs here.
They are doing manual job in Italy. Yes.
Working in farms. I have their pictures and their video. When they are going to work, they call me. As they are closing, they call me sometimes. We are friends. We schooled together. We have that bonds. So our youth are not lazy. They don't have enabling environment. Discouragement everywhere. You got it.
Listen, can I come in? I need to correct.
Yeah, I think getting it all twisted.
Hold on.
Okay.
Madam, go ahead, madam.
The issue of youths not wanting to work and insecurity are two different things. Now, I brought up the issues of the youths and not wanting to work. I brought up insecurity because of the fact that I said, as a farmer, we farmers are suffering because we cannot feed our livestock anymore because of insecurity. That's how it all came in. Insecurity came into this whole thing, and then it metamorphosed into youths. Okay, this is where insecurity comes in. We are farmers. We need inputs. We need soya. We need groundnut. We need maize. We need all these different raw materials to be able to make feed for our poultry feeds, fish feeds, and we can't get them. That's why there's a high. That's why there's an increase in the price of our feed, and that's why I'm saying there's food scarcity going forward. That's how it came in.
Thank you very much, madam. Epa, go ahead, talk to us. 1 minute.
Mr. Alex, in a case whereby people like me, Madam Efrakata, and Riabnato have to come to Nigeria, come to Edo State with their hard-earned money to invest in farm. So if that is not happening in Edo State and they are interested in doing a soji dodo, what do they call them? Security, carry gun, then go and be misbehaving, wallow their time in a beer parlor. I'm sorry, I still maintain insecurity has nothing to do with it. Some mothers in the villages still go to farm.
Can I come in here? Can I come in here?
Okay.
Can I come in here? Let me just tackle what the past said. You see, Mr. Monday Steve is not getting it. Like you just said something like if 3 of you comes out to Edo now and want to set up a family and you are seeing people are not engaged.
There's no workers to work with.
There's no workout. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. For example, now you come into Edo with the aim you have stayed in abroad and you know how to enlighten the youth. Why is it that we fail to understand that the enlightenment is not there? When you gather 3 or 6 or 7 group and say, okay, I am going to teach you how this thing works. Look at me because I'm going to employ you in the next 2 months. Are you not encouraging? Are you not giving them enlightenment? These are what we are trying to say. It's not about saying because I want to open or I'm going to come work. How do you explain them to? How do you attract them? This is what we lack here. Is the enlightenment. So we should not shy away from saying, "Oh, there's nobody," because we lack the enlightenment.
Israel, please hold on. We have a call. Hello, good evening to you, sir. Go ahead, talk to us. 1 minute.
Tell him to stop.
Sir, what's your contribution?
Yes, my dear. Good evening.
Good evening to you. Yeah, go ahead.
I can support Monday. I live in UK. I have 60 plots where I plant my plantain. I have 20 stockers, 20 stands, 20,000 stands of plantain in my community bypass. I'm living in UK. I'm in Oakland Road.
Okay.
I will soon go home. I just cleared the farm now with $500,000. And that's the road full and henchmen pass every time. They don't go to the bush most cases. They're not after most of those people. They just need that money. Our boys are lazy. Go to my community by 10 a.m. About 100 of them is like sitting down, waiting for who come and buy land. They start drinking.
Okay.
And they start drinking Buddha, drinking Henneken, drinking 3-3. Nobody wants to work. I have a clear one of the driver. I was paying him 35,000 a month. He leaves the job and going to community work to go start drawing tape.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. What can you say about the encouragement that we're supposed to get from the government? What can you say about that?
Yes, if they are ready to learn.
No, what about those that is already into farming? What is government doing to encourage them?
Yes, those that's already into farming. If they want to take loan, the government will give the loan. They should go for that. But
which government? Edo State government will give you a loan?
Yeah, they give the loan, please. They give the loan.
Okay.
They give the loan. Minister of Agriculture, I'm showing you with that. I'm not. They give you fertilizer. Oh yeah.
Okay, we have two farmers here. I guess you guys are listening.
We don't need fertilizer in our
yes.
land. When I was married before I come to London, the one in Edo State, they come and buy it from the north.
Okay, all right. Okay, sir. Hold on 1 minute, sir. I'm not going to cut you off, but just hold on. I want a farmer to respond to this. I want Madam Ephrata Catfish Farm. Please respond to this. Do you agree that the government of Edo State specifically can give you a loan to encourage your farm?
Yes, if you meet the criteria. There are a lot of criteria to meet. Yes, that is why I wrote down the headline I wrote. I said, let us approach all these issues with facts. Okay, let's not just be going all over the place. There are loans, but not everybody gets it. If you are a farmer like me, and you already started that, Mr. Macho said, start small. They can come to your backyard. If you have 300, and next year you can, if you prove to them that you're able to raise 300 chickens, they can support you. Yes, it's true, and they're very profitable. Catfish farming, all types of farming is very profitable. You just have to have the right team on the ground. That's all.
Okay. Go ahead. Hold on, Sas, on the phone. I want Mr. Ramato because he's a farmer as well. Mr. Ramato, please go ahead. 1 minute. Okay, hold on. Mr. Ramato, what can you say about this? Are you aware that the Edo State government can give a loan on farming?
Yeah, I just said that. I just give an example of a lady who wanted to take 10 million naira, but she had no farm. I just told her that she wanted to use my farm as a show. When the government come to my farm, see my farm, and then they pay her the 10 million. Yeah, they do that. That's what I'm saying. There are a lot of I know you.
That's scam. That's scam.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what is happening. Most of the money who was supposed to go to the right farmers don't get to them. So they also take it with
that's what you actually said in the beginning of this show.
Yeah. Wow. So that's what I was trying to say. So they have a lot of money marked by CBN, to state governors, but the people that are involved there, they start giving it to their cronies.
Okay, 1 minute, Mr. Akin, what can you say about this? 1 minute.
So what I'm understanding here is that individual responsibility is have to play a key part here, because what Mr. Ramata just said now, if someone could behave in that manner, so you can no longer blame the government, because if the government provides such facilities for people who genuinely want to do the right thing, right, to have access to these facilities, and there are people there who just want to take it or take advantage of that process. So you know what I'm saying? So in this, because we've all said, look, government failed, but this is I was not even aware of this now until themselves, the people who were influenced.
I'm going to allow Mr. Samuel to go ahead. Sir, are you there with me?
I'm with you, please.
Okay, go ahead. Talk to me on this. I never knew that the government are actually giving loans to farmers.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I'll
come back to you per Monday. Yeah.
I can see it on my own. I even asked them to apply. I can follow. They will just take the loan. They will not return it. They will use it for another thing. They start building houses, start drinking. When they take the loan, they don't return. We take loan in UK here. I am not owing any bank here in UK. I take loan, I pay it back.
Okay. All right. Hold on. Let Pamode respond to the Pamode. Go ahead. Talk to us.
So they don't pay back. Everybody thinks it's
You only have 1 minute, Pamode. Only 1 minute.
Okay. What it is that in Edo State at the moment, the government of Edo State did not pay its counterpart contribution. It's a federal government initiative via the central bank and the commercial banks. So Edo State did not pay into the project. So if you go to bank and you want a loan, they want CFO, your property with a CFO. But I do know that the regional project, the federal government project, they do give out seedlings. If you want to rent a tractor, you can rent with small money, with small fees, then they can work for you. Those are the type of things. That is one of the problems where we have been battering the governor. He refused. He said, he hasn't asked him in the last debate. He said the federal government.
Okay, sir. Hold on. Okay, hold on, sir. We have Alex back. Alex, talk to us.
Yes, I was offline for a moment. I don't know what happened there. Yeah, I'm back now.
Now, Alex, are you aware that the Edo State government can give you a loan to go into farming? Are you aware?
Let me tell you something. There's a difference between what you hear on the news and what you experience when you get to their offices. Can you hear me, sir?
Okay, no. Hold on. But are you aware at all?
I'm aware. I know. I listen to news a lot. Why would I be aware? I know of all those schemes. There is a skill acquisition center. There is a loan scheme. But my brother, I can tell you, when you go through those things personally, you will get discouraged. They'll ask you for this, ask you for that, ask you.
But Mr. Alex, even here in the UK, if you want to go collect or take any kind of loans, you are going to pass through different kind of.
I know there is, my brother. Those things are given to party patronage. If you are not from their party, if you don't have a card, if you didn't work for them during campaign and they don't know you, they may give some people just so make the public believe it's happening.
Are you saying nepotism is being practiced on it?
My brother, is called political game. It's a game. Politics is a game here in Nigeria. They give to like 10 people, and you think it's true.
Ahead. Alex, hold on. Pamode, do you agree with Alex? What Alex is saying?
No, the
truth.
Everybody's saying on the comment section that Alex is saying the truth. Okay, let me talk to Mr. Sam. Mr. Sam, go ahead. Do you agree that nepotisms affect these loan policies? Yes.
If you know you are interested, you go and ask for it. There's no nepotism. I'm not living in Nigeria. I have somebody in my community that's ready to farm. He's farming now.
Okay, you believe? You think nepotism doesn't affect the policies?
I'm not saying they don't give, but sir, I'm not saying they don't give.
Unless he's not ready to work, he's ready to drink.
No. Alex is very comfortable, sir. Don't say that. Alex is very, very comfortable in Nigeria.
Listen, sir. Listen. Number one, sir. Listen, sir. Number one. Listen.
Hold on. Let Alex respond to you.
Number one.
Alex, go ahead.
By the grace of God, I am a self-employed person. I run a school. I have a school, okay? I'm a school owner. I have teachers I pay, a registered school. I'm not a pushover. Don't look at me like that, sir. I take exception to that comment. So the point is this.
Okay,
listen to me,
sir. Please, Mr. Sam, please, You are not allowed to say that to anybody on this debate, you know, because nobody can say that to you too. You said what?
To me,
we don't have to meet you. We are not fighting here.
Listen,
We are opposing.
Can I round up, sir, please?
Okay, go ahead, Alex.
Yes, can I round up, sir? Number
Okay,
one.
Yeah.
I have since I was born, I have never tasted alcohol. I come from I'm not saying alcohol is bad. I come from a very
decent family. Talk about yourself. Don't worry. This is just about.
He said I'm ready to drink. I have more than 50 people I'm paying every month in my own school. My school is a popular school. So I'm not into drinking. I'm only into the welfare of my Edo people. I'm a patriotic person.
Alex, one thing you must understand, everybody cannot agree to what you are saying. Okay?
I'm not saying to agree, but don't insult me. That's the point.
Yes, I've corrected him on that.
Yes, you're just brainstorming.
Can I come in here? Can I come in here? Can I come in here? Can I come in here?
Go ahead.
Can I come in
here? Israel, go ahead. Israel. Hello, Israel. I thought you said you want to come in.
Yeah, can you hear me, sir?
Israel.
It's like Israel is having signal issues.
Very bad, Israel. Okay, Pamode, can you talk on this? Israel, just hold on. Your network is bad. Very bad. Pamode, go ahead.
The commercial banks in Edo State do not give out agricultural loan. I bet on it and I will swear my life on it. No one, unless you have a property that is worth the money, will see of
Okay, now this that you just said, sir, I want Mr. Sam to respond to you. Mr. Sam, please respond to Pamonde on this.
Mr. Pamonde, sir, everybody listen. I am not living in Nigeria, and I know somebody in my own community. I forced them to go and take that loan, please, from Ministry of Agriculture. It's not from the bank. You don't need to fight for this for it. Go there and ask for it. It's there. Go to credit department.
Okay, all right. Okay, but one thing I'm going to make clear, this is not a personal discussion. In what we are doing here is how to move Edo State forward. Okay.
You must. I will object. I will object that, sir, because I have my facts. Can I come in, sir?
Okay, come in, Alex.
Yes. The fact that they give people around you, it doesn't mean they are giving other people, sir. The fact that people around you got that loan doesn't mean it's going around. No, I know a woman who waited for that loan and she was declined on trivial issues. Okay. I'm not saying they're not giving. I'm not saying they're not giving.
I think got anything on the ground.
Sir, I'm not saying they are not giving, but it's not as you are saying it, sir. Okay, that's fine. Let's talk to hello, Mr. Sam. Please hold on, Madam Ephrata Cat Farm. Go ahead. We are rounding up in 2 minutes. Go ahead.
Okay, I just want to thank both gentlemen for their contributions. I want everybody to understand that your perspective is not my perspective and neither is mine yours. So we don't really need to go at each other's throats. Make your point and let's move on. Now, coming back to what I'm about to say as far as loans are concerned, okay? I have a lady who has my who does local feed for me. All right, she has an industry and she's had it for 10 years. I was talking to her about wanting to invest in her business. I wanted to bring in machines from China. So, cut a long story short, and she told me that she didn't want to go into partnership with me because she's already established. But that if only she could get loans in Nigeria. She has applied severally, even though she has, I would say, her production factory should be worth maybe 10 million or so. So I connected her with, hold on, I connected her with the manager of the Bank of Industry, okay? And they went on and they had their discussion. She reached out to me later and said they denied to give it to her. So let's not go on and deceive ourselves. Even here in the US, if you go to the banks, you will not always get, if you do not meet certain criteria, you will not get a loan. Are there loans? Yes. So you have to come from that point of view. You can't say yes and you can't say no. It depends on who we're talking about. People are getting it and some people are not getting it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, hold on, everybody. Hold on. Today we stayed 2 hours 38 minutes. Normally we're supposed to be here for only 2 hours, so we are rounding up now. Mr. Sam, thank you very much for joining us. Please don't forget to join us again next week. I appreciate you. Thank you, sir. Just round up with us with 10 seconds, sir. Mr. Sam, go ahead.
Thank you very much. Thank everybody for this debate, please.
Yeah.
Debate gives you more sense, gives you more idea. It's not what I know, you know. It's not what you know, I know. When we open up to ourselves, we will now understand, we will now know where to go.
Okay.
To move forward.
All right, then. That's fine.
As we are here, we can help people at home if they are ready.
Okay, sir. So what do you have to tell your lovely brother Alex now before you go?
No, Alex said he has a school already that is not need the loan, but he couldn't, he shouldn't.
No. I mean, not about the debate. Just one word for Alex, your lovely brother. Just one word.
He's already a big man, and he don't need the loan. So,
okay. Thank you, Mr. Sam. Thank you, Mr. Sam. Thank you very much. Alex, thank you very much for your time.
Yes,
I'm going to let you go now. What?
No,
Alex,
no. Give me my own 10 seconds, please.
10 seconds, Alex. What do you have to tell Mr. Sam? One
He
beautiful
didn't
word.
he didn't have anything to tell me, but I have something to tell him that I like him, and I like his tenacity. I like his. I mean, he doesn't give up on his belief, but he shouldn't call people to say they drink beer.
No, that's not going to happen anymore. But we should take it.
Yeah, I've corrected him on that.
Alex,
I'm not. I don't believe in.
I don't believe on next week. Okay.
Okay, yes, I don't believe in big man terminology. I'm just comfortable, and I thank God for that, you know.
And I'm proud of you, Alex. You know that, right?
Yeah, thank you so much, brother. Thank you.
I'm so proud of you, my brother. I'm proud of you. Alex, stay with us. We all are going to end the same time, but you are not going to talk anymore. Now, we're going to let Pamode go. Pamode, please, you have 20 seconds. Everybody got 10 seconds, but I'm giving you 20 seconds. Go ahead. Round up. No, 20 seconds. Squeeze them in 20 seconds.
Okay. If we want the government to intervene in agricultural project, they should do a massive campaign and try to send the youth back to the land.
Okay. All right. Some people are sending in their questions here, what we need to talk about. Yeah, we have more days to do this. Next week, Friday, please let us know what you want us to talk about. Today is specifically for agriculture. Pamode, thank you very much for joining us. Please work on your network as well, because we want to see your face and the agitation showing on your vein on next week, Friday, sir.
No problem.
Thank you very much, sir. God bless you. Now, we are left here, just 5 of us. Let's go to Mr. Eriamoto. Mr. Eriamoto, you have 30 seconds because we've not really allowed you to talk. 30 seconds for us to round up now.
It's next time people drink. I've never taken alcohol all my life.
I know today was beautiful, so that's why. Okay, let me actually learn today. I want to say thank you to everyone, and I believe that what the government needs to do is to create awareness, to create an enabling environment, and if there are loans also that people need to get to go into farming, they should make it a little bit public. Okay,
they should be fair about it.
Yeah. So put the criteria before them. Let people go in and make this proof known to the government, and people can go in and get these loans to actually.
All right. All right. Thank you very much. But don't go yet. We all are ending this show together. Okay, don't go. Just mute. My brother Akim. Although we lost our lovely brother already, Mr. Israel. But next week he's gonna be here. We're gonna see his face. Okay, Mr. Akim, go ahead. Talk to us 30 seconds.
Yeah, I think we've all said a lot about the issue of agriculture today. So for me, I will use this last moment to really appreciate Nigeria Watch and the good work that you are doing. with your platform. And I hope that the government or whoever, the people in charge, that they are watching these programs and hearing the voices of the people, and the direction of policies can be channeled towards this area, towards this direction. And I want to say thank you to every one of us, everyone of you who participated in the show tonight. And for me, this is my first time, and I've really enjoyed it. It's been a lovely
you are going
night.
to continue to join us every Friday.
It's been a lovely
you
night.
Go nowhere.
Mr. Naija Wash, I appreciate you a lot, and you know, I've always watched your show. So, and I just want to say thank you for bringing me on tonight.
Thank
And
you,
I will encourage everybody out there who watched the show tonight to share it to as many people as they can, and make sure a lot of people get to reach and watch this video. Thank you very much.
Okay, now don't go yet. We all are going together, but I'm going to say this to anyone that is watching us right now or who is going to play back this video later on. If you know you have a business in Edo State and you are not happy, or any kind of experience you want to share with us, please, every Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Okay, you can join us here.
I don't believe in that.
About this. Let's talk to Madam Ephrata Catfish. I want her to respond to us in 30 seconds. Madam, are you there with us?
Yes, sir. For the benefit of those who are listening to us from Edo State, I would say that the guy that called in that has a farm, the one who said that the government gives out loans, somebody like that is very vital to us. We would want to connect with him and then ask people who are interested in loans but have not received any for him to work with them.
That's
and
Mr. Sam. That's Mr. Sam in London.
Mr. Sam, yes. That is one of the reasons why we're here. We're here to empower people to prefer solutions and not just to talk about the problems. So that's my
Mr. Sam, we need you back next Friday, Mr. Sam. Everybody said we need you back. All right, and now, thank you very much once again, Madam Ephrata Catfish. Next Friday, we'll be coming back here again. Let's go back to my brother, Alex. Alex, you have another 10 seconds. Round up with us.
Yes, I'm very happy. I love brainstorming. I'm learning also. Although we sometimes don't take views, and sometimes we want to argue, and me, I want to learn. I love to invest on human beings. I don't believe in having a lot of money to make you happy. I believe in making people's lives okay, and I believe in when this guy is comfortable, I'm also comfortable, we will live in peace. This is why I'm calling on the government and our leaders to invest on human beings, on young people, so that they will not go into crime. They will not think about cyber fraud at a certain age. You know, train up a child on the way it will go, and when it's old, he will not depart from it. So this is my own way of life. So I'm very, very happy, guys. So I look forward to next week.
Of course, work on your network, and we want Pamode to work on his own network. And apart from that, we all are good. Thank you very much, everyone, for your time this evening. It's our first episode, and I love the way it went. So we are going to do more of this every Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Anybody that have interest on this, and if you know you have a business in those states, you want to share your experience, you can join. Okay, and if you cannot bring your face out, you see, Alex is talking to us. We cannot see his face now, so you can do the same thing. All right, and you all on the comment section, I want to thank every one of you for your time. You guys have been commenting. In fact, your comments have been so illustrating. We appreciate every one of you. Thank you so much for your encouragement. Mr. Riamato, we need to let you go now before train leave you. You know, say train will go down your country for that side. And the train, they quick come out now. Yes.
Naija, sorry, please. I want to, you know, a guy was not happy when I said I was going to go to the diaspora next year. I want to tell that guy I'm not going. I was frustrated at certain things when we were having a conversation.
Don't worry, so that's fine.
I'm not going to diaspora. Even if I'm going, I'm going to take pictures and come back. So, but I'm still here. I'm not leaving. I love my country.
We are going to choose the new candidates that will rule us soon from diaspora. Fingers crossed, though. I don't know.
I'll be very happy to see the person and work with the person too.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Have a good night, everyone. Love you all. God bless you all. Bye and bye and bye for now.
Bye.
I'll be happy to work with you guys, man. I have a scoop. Whoops. Right.